And clouds with some late-day strong to severe storms with a high 93, but feeling more like 100. And then for tonight, chance for showers and storms early, otherwise partly cloudy, low 76. And Saturday, another hot, humid day, partly sunny with a high 93.
WPHT, HD, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The revolution will be broadcast. This is the next generation of talk. Now on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, Rich Zeoli.
On the way to Cape May, I fell in love with you. On the way.
It's just like old times, huh? On the way to Cape May, yes! But we are in Cape May. We are live at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey with a beautiful crowd already. I love it. You're right on time. Well done. Well done. And welcome to the show. Glad you're here today. Thank you for being part of it. We have a lot to talk about. I have converted to Democrat socialism since the last time we talked. No, look, it's way more fun. You can just be crazy, no accountability, promise the world, and everybody likes you. I mean, what could go wrong? And today we are going to do something really special. We are going to abolish prisons. Yes, we are. Yes. Down with prisons. And we are going to have police, though. We're going to keep the cops. They just won't have anyone to put away because there'll be nowhere to put them. So they'll probably go after you for unpaid parking tickets, but that's about it. So they can have money for their socialist utopia, all right? That's probably what they're going to use. That and flock cameras. They'll go after you with that. But it's great to see you. There's crazy times in America right now. We're all watching as mainstream Democrats, so-called mainstream Democrats, are denying the rise of the Democrat Socialists of America, saying it's a big tent and saying that, no, they're not in charge now. They're just here. That's all. And Francesca Hong, the future governor of Wisconsin, she now loves Thanksgiving after hating Thanksgiving. Show of hands, who likes Thanksgiving? Kind of a popular position to take, I think, right? I'm going on a limb here. I've been working in politics for a long time, and I think that one of the safe positions to take is I'm pro-Thanksgiving. You know, like you can debate different issues, where you stand on abortion or something, but I think universally everybody likes Thanksgiving except for the few radical lefties who think, well, in 1621, bad things happened, and I'm still feeling the pain 500 years later. All right? 500 years later, it still hurts. What I love about Francesca Hong is that she came out and said she wanted to abolish Thanksgiving, and then she said it was her favorite holiday when they pressed her on it. And it's just like, I don't know how you go from hating a holiday to it being your favorite holiday, you know? I can understand if you go, well, I can't stand Thanksgiving, but I'll tolerate Thanksgiving. But to then go, it's my favorite holiday. I love my in-laws being around. I love getting drunk and arguing politics. I love deep frying a turkey and burning my house down. I love all those things. Like, nobody believes you're sincere about this. She also said, by the way, that her child, who's half white, that's her proximity to whiteness. You imagine hating your own kid that much? And, man, that kid is so screwed for his life, isn't he? With Francesca Hong as his mother. She goes, well, you know, I married a white man and I'm Asian, so that makes our son half Asian, half white. So that's my proximity to whiteness. I'm like, he's your child. Would you stop acting like he showed up at your door one day and you just took him in? He's your kid. But, of course, she hates him, and she hates the restaurant industry, too. She really hates everything. And she's now, on Tuesday, probably going to win the Democrat nomination for governor of the must-win state of Wisconsin. So I think what you're seeing here is you're seeing now the Democrat Socialists of America are making inroads in the swing states, the purple swing states. Michigan with Abdul El Sayed, who hates you, by the way. Hates all of you, hates everybody except for two people, Bernie Sanders and Hassan Piker. And then in Wisconsin now with Francesca Hong. So we're going to see where all this plays out heading into 2028. But I do think the Republicans can stop this if they can empathize with people who are hurting out there economically, because prices, I'm told, are very expensive. No, I told that to myself when I went shopping at Wegmans yesterday before we left for the trip, and I said, man, they are expensive. And that is something that people have to contend with. But I also don't think that their promises are going to deliver for anybody, and Republicans need to drive that message home. So we're going to have some fun today, and we got a lot of great audio for you. We have some guests coming up, and of course, since we are in Cape May, New Jersey, we can talk about the cyber attack by Iran on the Cape May water system. Just one thing I would advise is don't drink that water that's over there. And after I read the story about the Iranian cyber attack on the water system in Cape May, I said, why don't we just fill that with beer and just make it easier? You know what I mean? Like, well, no joke. You know, the founding fathers, they started the revolution because they were half in the bag. They really were. 250 years later, we can talk about this now, finally. There was big dysentery in Philadelphia back then, so they couldn't drink the water, so they drank beer. And they went to taverns, and they got drunk, and they started arguing with each other about the revolution. And the next thing you know, they were like, let's just sign it. Let's do it. So if you've ever felt bad about an action you've taken when you're under the influence, think about this. At least you never started a revolution. Am I right? Maybe you have in your own way, but those guys did it, and 250 years later, we're now still talking about not drinking the water, so it's very fitting for our nation's birthday. Did you have a good 250th? Did you enjoy the celebrations? This is part of it. Yes, absolutely. I wanted to wait until we could really be together and obviously recover from my heart surgery and then be together to celebrate America's 250th, because we're going to have a great time. We'll be back in October. But the story about the City of Cape May Water and Sewer Department and the Borough of Woodbine Water Department were both impacted last week. There were no reported disruptions to service. And from what I understand, Iran did not actually poison the water. So you are okay to drink it, all right? If you're wondering, you are. I still don't recommend it, but you're okay. I do have a big glass of it here, actually, right now. So let's talk about some of the crazies right now that we have in our country. Show of hands, do you think John Fetterman is sincere, or is John Fetterman playing a long con? Show of hands if you think he's sincere. And, all right, okay. And then show of hands if you think he's playing a long con. Yeah, I kind of come down on that, too. My Zeoli Fugazi's up with this guy. I'm not sure. Because when I had the opportunity yesterday to vote for holding Fauci in contempt, he voted with all the Democrats. So Fetterman still votes like a Democrat. Yeah, he did. He didn't cross his own party. He wouldn't do that. But he is coming out very much and going against Hassan Piker, and we have some audio of that. So I do want to mention at the very start of the show, it's an honor for me to be reunited with Matt DeSantis, Justin Otero. Happy to have them. Kirk is trying to figure out the camera, but we're happy Kirk's here, too. And back at the studio in Philly, we've got Andrew Torres, who's the third member of the Disgruntled Taxpayers. It's the brand new show on WPHT. If you haven't had a chance to listen to it, you're not alone. Nobody really has, but they will.
Double-digit downloads, I'll have you know.
Double-digit downloads. That's amazing.
It's pretty big.
That's big. By double digit, you mean 11, right?
I think we hit 12. I think
12. That's huge.
If you want an autograph, I'm willing to sign just about anything for a price.
He'll even leave for a price. And if we don't mind coughing in a buck, we can get rid of him. But the fake girlfriend is not coming, Joe. She's not going to be here today.
She's busy.
She's in Canada. Like all fake girlfriends, like Cory Booker's fiance. She's in Canada right now. Nobody's ever seen her, but she looks exactly like Rosario Dawson. So, Andrew, if you don't mind playing cut number 2, this is John Fetterman slamming the Democrats for embracing that far-left lunatic Hassan Piker who hates America. Let's take a listen.
I call real communists that are cheering for communism people like Hassan Piker, for example. You know, he's a big influence, you know, in the Democratic Party conversation, and he is a communist. He celebrates Mao and describes and is going to be proud to visit Cuba and stand on people on those sides. That's not a smear. That's just using the kinds of words and the positions that he has made part of his platform.
He also dresses like Mao. Did you see the Mao Zedong outfit he was wearing? He dresses like Chairman Mao. I don't even know where you get a Chairman Mao collection. I think Macy's. I'm not sure. I tried to order. You know, I have to go to Gap Kids usually when I order my clothes. So And I went online. They didn't have the Chairman Mao outfit in my size. So I was able to get it from Mama Zeoli for her birthday because it really does look very flattering on women. But Hassan Piker is where the Democrat Party is right now. This is a guy who said America deserved 9/11. This is a guy who has talked about we have to abolish borders, abolish prisons, defund the police, defund ICE, and we also need to radically transform our government. No more president, no more Senate, and we have to pack the Supreme Court. The reason why they want to pack the Supreme Court is because their ideas are so freaking bonkers they can't get their ideas through Congress. So if they get them through the Supreme Court, if they can propose this stuff, which would never pass, and then have an activist Supreme Court write legislation from the bench, that's their plan. That's their master plan. That, of course, and making Puerto Rico and D.C. states, packing the United States Senate, which they want to abolish, with more Democrats, and then running roughshod over everything. That's their ultimate goal, and that's what they want to do. Now, I believe very strongly that they can be stopped and that this is a moment for people to wake up. But I do think a lot of young people in this country have been brainwashed in college. They were told by professors that socialism is good, capitalism is inherently evil. And they were told that by professors who were making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, as their degree, which costs them hundreds of thousands of dollars, is basically worthless because it's in French lesbian art studies, and they can't find a job with that. I mean, go figure. And Matt DeSantis has told me his goal is to become a stay-at-home boyfriend and not have to work. But for that, he would need a real girlfriend. And that's the problem. Therein lies the rub. But there is this new trend of guys who refuse to work. They are young people, and they just don't think they should have to. So they're not entering the labor force. And that's also problematic because as people age out of the system, there's not a group of people ready to jump in and fill that gap. So economically, the United States is looking at that kind of perfect storm facing them in the future, and that's a real problem. But the president right now is talking about watching these people and saying that they are completely full of it. Here's President Trump talking about Abdul El Sayed, the Democrat nominee for the United States Senate seat in Michigan, cut number 8. We have 8, Andrew?
Every time this has happened,
there we go. Thanks, bud.
And you do that, you go through squalor, and add the word again, filth, crime, death, destruction, embarrassment. You lose your home, you lose your apartment, and that's where the communists will take us 100%. When I watch Abdul, he's full of
I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong, but you don't have to be right about these things when you're selling people promises you can never deliver. You just have to tell them that everything's going to be better tomorrow if you embrace socialism. This guy, Hassan Piker, is very dangerous. He went on a rant about abolishing prisons. I don't know where you put axe murderers, though, or cannibals. I don't know if you have no prisons. I don't know where you put them. Does anybody want to adopt an axe murderer? How about a cannibal? They cook. I'm just saying. Hannibal Lecter was a great chef. Don't knock him. Guy knew how to pair things. You know, a nice Chianti with a liver. Here's Hassan Piker, cut 18.
At some point, we got to realize, like, this 9/11 stuff is just only being weaponized as a way to make Muslims and Muslim candidates look bad. Like, it's a permission structure for Islamophobia. It's fucking ridiculous.
Whoa!
Didn't
do an earmuffs
so
warning
ridiculous.
on that one, DeSantis. Sorry, Sue. I didn't know there was an F-bomb in that. I didn't listen to the clip first. And typically we bleep those sort of things on the radio. You don't have to worry about that on your podcast that nobody's listening to, but you do have to worry about that on the radio.
Sorry, that was a late edition, and I didn't skim it very closely, obviously.
We're all shocked that Matt DeSantis didn't do any show prep. It's the least surprising thing I've heard all day today. Well, I know he bleeped that, but he did say it's un-effing and dropping the F-bomb. It's also what we've noticed now in American politics. More and more people are dropping F-bombs. They don't know how to relate to people like the president does, so they think the answer is to just start cursing. That's not what Trump does. It's not what made him be able to relate to people. But they think it's going to help them. Now, this one is G-rated. This is Bernie Sanders talking about doing away with prisons one day. Bernie's dream for America is an America without prisons. And he's going all in on this. And he is, remember, the godfather, the OG of the socialist communist movement in America right now. It started a long time ago when they let Bernie Sanders caucus in. Come on in, Ippolito. We've been waiting for you. Come on, now we can get started. All right, good. Bernie was the one. He was a Vermont independent socialist who decided to start caucusing with the Democrats. And because these people are so craven in their zeal for power, they decided to let Bernie in. When you let Bernie in, Bernie eventually is going to, nobody puts Bernie in a corner. Bernie's going to take over. That's what happens. And now that this is his moment and all the candidates that he's endorsing are winning across the country, he's now ready to start bringing his crazy to a town near you. And that's their ultimate goal. Swing states and then the suburbs, and then eventually they control the show. And they're going to push aside the Democrat leadership. I don't blame them, actually. Remember, they pushed Bernie aside in South Carolina and Michigan in 2016. Then they stopped him in 2020. Do you remember that day that suddenly every Democrat dropped out and endorsed Joe Biden? Except for America's mother-in-law, because she was there, Elizabeth Warren, to try to block Bernie Sanders. Well, Bernie doesn't forget. Man's got a very deep memory. And now he wants his revenge against the people that stopped him. Well, a lot of the people in the Democrat base also felt very angry that their chosen guy, Bernie, was stopped by the establishment. So part of what's fueling this socialist communist rage out there is actually Democrats who are angry about their own party. And nobody wants to talk about that fact within the establishment of the Democrat National Committee or the Democrat Congressional Committee or the Democrat Senatorial Committee, but that's the reality. The base is angry and they want their revenge for what they did to Bernie and then what they did to Graham Plattner, too. Because remember, Graham Plattner was their guy. I mean, granted, he had a Nazi tattoo and allegations of rape, and he went online in chat rooms as P. Hustle, but he was still their guy. He was their pervert, okay? He was their Nazi pervert. And they didn't like the fact that he got shoved aside. So they want their revenge, and this is Bernie now talking about abolishing prisons, cut 19.
But nobody I know, believes in defunding the police in terms of doing away with prisons. I hope the day comes. I hope the day comes when we don't lead the world in the number of people who are incarcerated. That speaks very poorly of our society.
Well, Bernie, we hope that too. And the reason why nobody will be incarcerated is because they're not going to have laws anymore, so you don't have to worry about that. The only law they'll have is you have to pay your taxes. And then, of course, that's why they'll keep the police around, because if you don't, then the police will have to come after you, and then they'll put you in debtor's prison. Because their ultimate goal is to obviously go after people that do work for a living, and that would be you, unless you're retired, in which case you did work for a living and you earned that retirement, but they want to go after that too. No one is safe, and nothing that's in the private property asset is safe in their America. But the Democrat Socialists of America, they have got a couple plans here. If you want to be a DSA member, if you want their endorsement, okay, if you're running for office, and you want the backing of the Democrat Socialists of America, you just have to agree to a few things. We have the clip of the people behind the DSA and what they want to see happen. In order for you to get their endorsement, you have to agree to the following set of radically redefining the American government, cut number 2020.
This is actually something that we committed to at convention, having our endorsed candidates supporting the program. It's a requirement now, and so that'll be incorporated into our endorsement process.
It sounds so radical, like abolish the Senate, abolish the Supreme Court, like et cetera, but it's not. Like those are the things that need to happen.
So whenever people are like, oh my God, they want to get rid of the president, I was like, well, I don't know what we would call it in the future. We could call it the head honcho of whatever, like it's like we might not have a president.
Head honcho of whatever, who's in? The head honcho of whatever. No, it's not at all radical to abolish the Senate, abolish the presidency of the United States of America. Not at all radical. That sounds perfectly reasonable. These people are freaking nuts, but they're winning. So we got to figure out how we stop them. I do believe the answer is to empathize with people about whatever economic struggles they're having and then tell them that socialism is going to cost them more money. Because if they believe that the socialist ideas are great, prove to me where it's ever worked. And don't give me your Scandinavian models of socialism, because those countries are actually not socialist at all. They're actually more economically free than even we are here in the United States of America. So what has to happen is Republicans need to explain to people this is going to be more expensive and it won't work. Will they be able to do that in time by November to win Michigan, to stop Francesca Hong in Wisconsin? I don't know. But that's what we're going to be focused on from now until then, I can tell you that much. And that is the big story of the hour, brought to you by Dr. Mike Veneria, Veneria Dental. Go see him today for your perfect smile, with 2 locations to serve you in Cinnaminson and Woodbury, New Jersey. Mama Zeoli discovered him for our family, and he's a great, great friend. So we are live at the Grand Hotel of Cape May on a beautiful day. It's absolutely gorgeous out. Yeah. Yes. And I am the head honcho, baby. The head honcho, back 3 to 6, like I never left. One day only, and I'm glad you're here. We'll be right back from the Grand Hotel. Yes.
Every bank talks about service, but WSFS Bank shows it every single day. Locally headquartered and committed to the region for nearly 2 centuries. People in your corner who care about your goals. National capabilities that take you wherever you want to grow. And with the wealth management expertise of Bryn Mawr Trust, your milestones are just a wisfis away. WSFS Bank and Bryn Mawr Trust. We stand for service. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Bryn Mawr Trust is a division of WSFS Bank.
For 30 years, nothing controlled my high blood pressure. My doctor, he even said, this is crazy. You're a ticking time bomb.
I was doing research in the field of renal denervation. I brought the procedure to Virtua.
I said, sign me up.
His blood pressure went down significantly.
I was playing hockey again in 3 weeks. It's wonderful, actually.
Virtua Health. Solutions for complex heart conditions. Here for good. Learn more at virtua.org.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ziprecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ziprecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ziprecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hey, it's Jen Hatmaker. Here's what I've learned in midlife. Joy isn't the reward you earn after all the work is done. Joy is the work. That's what this new series on For the Love is all about. The sacred yes. It's choosing delight, rest, and pleasure on purpose. Because saying yes to yourself, that's the thing that finally lets you fill your table with everybody else. Come find your sacred yes with me. Follow and listen to For the Love wherever you get your podcasts.
Free speech lives here with Don Stensland, 10 till noon on Odyssey's #1 talk station, 1210 WPHT.
All right, we are back live in Cape May, New Jersey at the Grand Hotel. Yes. Got a great crowd, and the bar is open. It's not an open bar, but the bar is open. But Joe from Columbus is buying around for everybody in the room. Thank you, Joe. So we're talking about... We're talking about lots of things today, and we also have to talk about Governor Phil Murphy's portrait. Matt, do you have that story by chance?
I do have that story.
So His Royal Rugness, King Philip the Unaccountable Murphy, the most expensive portrait in New Jersey history, $150,000 to paint his picture. $75,000 spent on just the crooked teeth. And the other, because that was like paint by number, and then $75,000 on that bad rug on his head. But I'm not joking, it's a real story. Phil Murphy, the most expensive portrait of any governor in New Jersey history, $150,000. I'll paint it for $5, you know what I mean? I could paint that. Somebody should do like a sketch, like a kid does. That would be just as good, probably be better, and save the taxpayers $150,000. But that's a real story, and there's a lot of outrage over that, as there should be, because the guy is loaded. He's got a palatial castle in Italy, and he hates New Jersey, and then we are paying the bill for his portrait. Fauci lied. I like that shirt. That's good. Matt, what did you point out about his picture?
Oh, it'll actually cost more than his 3 gubernatorial predecessors combined. Combined, yeah. Chris Christie got a lot of grief in 2018 for his portrait, and that only cost $85,000.
We got to realize with Chris Christie, it was a lot of paint they had to use. That's why it drove up the cost. They also had to get a very wide portrait. That's not easy to do. You got to realize. And then we have Mikey Sherrill down in Camden having Donkey's cheesesteak, saying it's the best in New Jersey. I don't really agree with that, but she's down in Camden, of course, kissing the ring of George Norcross. So Governor Mikey Sherrill, if she gets her way, will put windmills back along the Jersey coast. Yes. And did anyone see the picture of Anthony Fauci taking out the trash? Did you see that? Very sad Fauci taking out the garbage, and I'm not even joking. They caught a picture of his wife flipping the bird to everybody. Did you see that too? She's a little unhinged, but then again, can you imagine what viruses he's been injecting her over the years? What sort of gain of function he's been giving his wife? But he took out the trash. He was very unhappy about it. It looked like sad, angry St. Fauci, bringing the recycling down to the street with his green shirt, his long-sleeve T-shirt on. Does anybody really believe Fauci's going to go to jail or anything's going to happen to him? No. Yeah, unfortunately, it seems like they all get away with it, doesn't it? Like they wind up finding a way to get away with it, and I never know how that happens, but it just seems like the people that do the worst things end up hiding and zero accountability for it. And I don't think it's just Fauci. I think there's a lot of other people around him in D.C. who really need to be held accountable, but they're protected by Big Pharma. They're protected by all these research grants, and they're protected by people who want gain-of-function research to continue because it's a very profitable endeavor for them. And then they get to get money to create the virus, and then they get money to work on the treatment of the virus. We're talking about billions and billions of dollars here. So yes, Newman Price, bringing in pizza. How are you? Look at you. When you think about it, Fauci is not just taking the fifth for himself. He's taking the fifth for the entire health industrial complex. There's big money involved from these pharmaceutical companies that push vaccines and push drugs and are also working on novel viruses. And they don't want to be held accountable. If he goes down, then theoretically they might go down. So you can really understand the forces at play here that are working to protect him. But it's a noble gesture to try to hold him accountable. I just don't think it's going to lead to anything because of how much power and influence these companies have on Capitol Hill. They control major firms in America who spend lots of money on lobbyists, pushing their way on Capitol Hill, and then they write big, fat campaign checks to these politicians. And these politicians are really under their thumb. Now, that's not to say that I think that when Abdul El Sayed talks about the pharmaceutical industry controlling things, that he has a point. He's saying that because he wants to get us towards universal single-payer health care, which has never worked anywhere it's been tried in the world. But that's their ultimate goal, is getting that. So when you hear these people go after the health industrial complex and Big Pharma, remember something. A lot of that is performative. For them, they want to do that so you turn against them so that you'll go willingly into abolishing the private payer system that we have now in the United States and radically transforming it to a government-run system. But if anybody ever knows anybody who's lived in a country with that, with long wait times and results that are subpar, I don't think people want that in this country. They're not going to find a real captive audience for it, but they're going to keep pushing it because it is at the cornerstone of the Democrat Socialists of America. That's what they want. They want single payer. It has been something they've pushed for since really the Clintons came on the scene. Do you remember when Bill and Hillary talked about Hillary Care back in the day? And then ultimately that gave way to Obamacare. But Barack Obama wanted to go far further than that. They just didn't have the political support at the time. Now they think they do. If they start electing all these radicals, if they can control everything, that's ultimately where they want America to go. And they'll use the argument that things are too expensive right now, healthcare is too expensive, but it's not going to get any cheaper under their vision. It's just going to be something that they can, that it's always what the left has wanted to do. They've wanted to take everything and put it in a single payer system. It's been a goal of socialism ever since really the beginning of socialism. Why? Because it takes away competition, it takes away choice, it takes away the private sector, and it gives them more control. Their ultimate goal is more control over every aspect of your life. They don't want you to have any free will. They don't want you to have any choices. They want to control every aspect of it. You go back to Marx, you go back to Lenin, Stalin, whoever it is, Che Guevara, Fidel Castro. These are not free countries. These are not free ideas. These are systems of control. And that's because a lot of their friends have to make money. And if government controls healthcare, government can do more things like what was unveiled this week. Skimming off the top, a little VIG, right? A little healthcare fraud here and there, a little Medicare fraud, a little fraud to make sure that the powerful keep getting rich off of you. And that's what they want to do, and that's what they're working towards. They're not ever going to back down off that, all under the guise of fairness. There's nothing fair about it, but that's what they're going to keep pushing. So when you think about that from that perspective, and then you understand how people like, well, Francesca Hong talks about that in Wisconsin, battleground state of Wisconsin. You think about Abdul El Sayed talking about that in battleground state of Michigan. And then you think about that becoming the mainstream policy for the Democrat Party. So as that's happening right now, and people start pushing back on that, they turn around and they say, oh, you're in bed with the greedy pharmaceutical companies. No, actually, that's you guys. That's why you don't want Fauci to be held accountable, because you don't want the truth to come to light. How much money was made by Pfizer during the pandemic? How much money was made by all these other pharmaceutical companies during the pandemic? And that's the truth. But I want to shift gears for a second and talk about the other thing that Abdul El Sayed said recently. He wants to abolish fossil fuels. He wants to abolish fossil fuels, and he wants to make the grid 100% quote-unquote renewable. That would be wind, that would be solar, that would be air, that would be all the things that we talk about all the time that don't work and don't keep the lights on. And remember something, very recently Francesca Hong came out and said that climate change was the result of evil capitalism. They said the quiet part out loud. Do you have that clip by chance?
I can grab it.
All right, cool. Yes, climate change is a result of evil capitalism. Well, there's a very evil capitalist on the line right now. He runs Power the Future. He started it. His name is Daniel Turner, and he joins us now live in Cape May. Daniel Turner, my man.
Rich,
what's up, brother?
Always awesome to be with you. Thank you so much for having me back on your show.
Listen, you evil capitalist pig, it's great to have you.
Thank you so much.
Are you drinking oil right now?
I just inject it directly into my veins.
All right, good. What scares you more, the rise of the socialists right now, because we're not talking a lot about their economic, or I should say their environmental plans, but they did say the quiet part out loud, saying that capitalism is the root cause of climate change. We've talked about this many times, you and I, over the years. I remember Rush Limbaugh talking about it, too. Whenever you hear them talk about climate change, it's code for destroy capitalism.
Absolutely. And I think climate change is just one more tactic in the communists' playbook, right? Whether it's climate change, whether it's defund the police, whether it's white supremacy, whether it's free Palestine, the issue set doesn't matter. The agenda is always the same, and it is just communism. This is just the newest tactic. It's why the same BLM protesters used to be Occupy Wall Street protesters, and tomorrow they'll protest climate change, but then they'll put on their little pink hats and they'll talk about women's rights. It's the same people, same recycled communism. This is just the newest focus area that I stick with, which is climate change. The funny thing about El Sayed's comment, El Sayed, however, I don't really care how you pronounce it. The odd thing about his comments is that he says, we need to get rid of fossil fuels. We need wind and solar. Luckily for him, wind and solar are made from love. right? So it's not it's not a problem, right? Wind and solar are made from fossil fuels. In fact, we're not using fewer fossil fuels. We're just using them differently when we quote unquote go green. The problem though is that whenever you have a middleman, you just prolong deliverables, you make it more expensive. And that's what the green movement has done. We're using fossil fuels not to make electricity. We're using fossil fuels so that communist Chinese can make solar panels, which we have to truck across the country, to get across the Pacific, then truck across the country and build to make crappy electricity. So we're not using fewer fossil fuels. We're using more, actually. We're using them less efficiently and more expensively. So what's the solution here? There is no solution. It's just communism.
Daniel Turner, as we're sitting here in beautiful Cape May, I'm looking at the Atlantic Ocean right now, the fifth floor ballroom of the Grand Hotel, and I think about how close we came to having those gigantic, massive wind turbines built up and down the coast. But I also think it's really important to caution everybody that we're not out of the woods yet. We're only one Democrat president away from all this coming back.
Oh, 100%. And the climate movement hasn't disappeared. They've had a rough couple of months, no doubt. But this is their livelihood. The John Kerrys, the Al Gores, they're not going to go away. The communists is never defeated, right? Even after the Cold War, they came back. They came back through academia, right? We defeated the Soviet Union, but we didn't defeat communism. Right. So this is an enemy we're always going to fight. And you're absolutely right. You need one bad cycle, and you'll get another Democrat who's going to push wind and solar, ruin more of our seascapes, ruin more of our landscapes. So we are always at risk of this happening, and it's something I fight against nonstop, because wind and solar don't work. They're foreign. They're made with slave labor. They're very expensive. They're intermittent. We're always going to have night. We're always going to have still air. These aren't quote unquote solutions. They're just communist principles meant to devalue America. Evidence of that, as I always say, I was in the UK a couple of weeks ago talking on this issue. To the British audience, show me where it's worked.
Right.
You guys have been doing this for 35 years. Your electricity is 6 times what it used to be. It's 3 times America. When does it work? Right? California, we're going to go green by the year. When does it work? When do prices really start to come down? When does the grid get more reliable? And when you question that, the answer is put on your mask. Wait, no, that was COVID. Another crisis, though. Same idea, right? Shut up. Put on your mask, comply, we're in charge. You're not allowed to say that, or we're going to get you kicked off the airwaves. So again, COVID was, you were just talking about that in my intro, COVID was another communist crisis. It's the same tactics, same people, just a different issue.
Because they love control, Daniel Turner. At the bottom line, end of the day, the commies love control over the individual, and they will never rest until the state has absolute control over your movements, the kind of things you can buy. I mean, Mamdani is a perfect example, right? Zoran Mamdani with his state-run grocery stores. They don't work. They didn't work in Venezuela. They're just closed in Chicago. They don't work, but it sounds great, right? Oh, we'll do city-run grocery stores. We'll charge you less for groceries, but we'll require ID to make sure that nobody who doesn't live here can buy them. But it's not really ID. It's a library-esque card, Daniel Turner. It's not ID. You just need ID to get the card, but it's not ID. You just have to have 7 forms of ID to be able to get it. That's all.
Exactly. And it is always about control, and controlling energy is the ultimate control over people, because you can control their movements. You can control their activities, their hobbies, their households, their livelihoods. That's why things like smart meters are so dangerous, because they will control it, right? We don't think you should have your thermostat set to 7. That's the next step in New York. When Mamdani during 4th of July was telling people, turn your thermostat to 78, and people were like, wait a second, City Hall set at 56. The next step is when Con Ed knocks on your door and says, we have this now required smart meter. You've already seen this in many cities across the country. Denver had a whole bunch of problems with this. Now you are forced to put in this smart meter, and guess what? Now you don't control your thermostat. Why? Because shut up. That's why. Because it's about control. Do you remember the cavalierness back in 2019? And we've talked about this a bunch on your program. When pre-COVID, pre all of the insanity, 2019 was the banner year of America and the Trump administration. when 26 people were running to be the Democrat nominee, they had a whole day at CNN dedicated to climate change debates. And that's when they started saying things like, you know what, should we talk about cheeseburgers? Should we talk about cars? And Kamala Harris was the best. And she laughed. She laughed and said, we should have that conversation.
Yep.
And I thought to myself, who the F do you think you are? Control of your meat? We need to have that conversation. We need to. You are evil freaking people that you cavalierly say we should have that conversation. I want to talk about evil. Gavin Newsom still has on the books that by 2030, it will be illegal to buy a gas-powered car in the state of California. Who the F do you think you are? This is what the great senator of Ohio, Bernie Moreno, recently said to Dr. Fauci. Who the F do you think you are? You get to decide what car I'm allowed to buy? Did we not fight a revolution? You're going to put on a No Kings t-shirt in a couple hours. Did we not lose our ancestors in a war to fight this crap? But it's for climate change or it's for COVID. And as long as we have the upper hand morally, shut up, put on your mask, do what we tell you.
You know, Daniel, my buddy Jay is here. He's an HVAC expert, and I'm glad he's here today because he told me a couple years ago, he said if the utility company offers you one of those free thermostats, do not take it. Because that's what they do. That's how they get you. They go, oh, yeah, we'll give you a free thermostat. It's a smart thermostat. You can control it by your phone. But actually, he said, they'll be able to monitor you, and if necessary, they can jack up your thermostat to 78 degrees. Now, I run very hot, as you can imagine. So my house is always set to 47 degrees. Except when I'm sleeping, in which case it's 39 degrees when I'm sleeping. I'm like Walt Disney, basically. I'm cryogenically frozen at night. So I run very hot. But that's what they can do. They can reach in and just change it if they think you're using too much AC.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw this in suburbs of Denver. This exactly happened. The utility company offered you like a $15 rebate if you installed this free thermostat, and people did. Tens of thousands of them did. And then once it was installed, you can't get rid of it. You know, I guess you could rip it out, but if you don't know how to put on a new thermostat, your buddy Jay is going to be the most valuable black market guy in Jersey once we get a Gavin Newsom presidency, because everyone's going to contact him, be like, Jay, I'll give you my youngest kid. Tell me whatever the price is, get rid of this damn thermostat, because that's exactly how these folks operate. Control their livelihood, control their movements. We remembered the COVID freaks who gleed about shutting down people's movements and behavior. And we said, this is great. No one's traveling. No one's on airplanes. This is good for the environment. These are freakish people who love control. And if they can tell you what to eat, what to wear, where you buy your groceries, the distance you're allowed to travel, it's why electric vehicles are, buy one if you want, free country. But it's one of the concerns I have about them. You can't control my old truck, gas powered. You can't shut it down remotely. And I like that freedom, and Americans should keep that freedom as well.
And by the way, my buddy Jay looks exactly like you'd imagine him to look. Jay, can you stand up for a second so everybody can see you? There he is in the back. I mean, when you close your eyes and picture Jay with that beard, I love it. He does have a side hustle. It's called Jay's Shady. So if you need a guy, I literally have a guy.
Everyone in Jersey has a guy.
It's a requirement. You got to have it.
Everyone in Queens has a guy as well. And sadly, we need more of those people and more of those guys to get rid of the Momdamis and the other communists who are winning New York elections. But you know what? 7% of the population voted, and that's on us. Right? You need more people to do what you're doing, Rich Zeoli, which is why Joe Biden tried the Ministry of Truth. Right? You need more people.
Nina Jankowicz, remember her? The failed musical actress
gathered around you. Yeah, crazy woman. The Patriots gathered in that ballroom right now in beautiful Jersey Shore and Cape May. We need more of those people to activate, and that's why there's some FBI guy outside who's putting you on a list. It's like if you go to Latin Mass, woohoo, boy, we're going to write your name down. So that's how we will keep the Momdamis out, is doing what you're doing. And that's why you're a threat to them, Rich, and that's why we love you, brother.
Well, listen, buddy, we love you too. Daniel Turner, Power the Future. Follow him at Daniel Turner PTF. Thanks, my man. Appreciate it.
Have a good weekend. Let's go have a drink.
Well, they're already drinking, by the way. This crowd I think the Grand Hotel just ran out of beer. I'm just kidding. That will never happen here. Not as long as I am the head honcho.
Good man.
Of whatever. All right, quick break. We'll come right back live from the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey.
Stray shower or thunderstorm is possible in the evening. Overnight, we'll get down to 75. Tomorrow, high 92. Times of sun and clouds. We could see a thunderstorm in spots as well. Sunday, sunny to partly cloudy. Very hot, high 92. And Monday, high 93.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
There's also different clientele at a casino Tuesday morning at 10 a.m. versus 2 a.m. on a Friday night. If you don't have money in your pocket, you shouldn't be allowed in a casino because so many people just loiter there, make it a bad experience for other people that are trying to have some fun with their disposable income. I'm always amazed by a 65-year-old grandmother who can sit at a slot machine for hours and just keep pulling the lever.
Yep.
It blows me away.
Look, they have buses from this area
Oh, I
to take
know.
senior citizens early in the morning. You
don't have to go to Atlantic City, you go to park. Start your day with Kale and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by University of Maryland Global Campus.
Software maker ServiceNow is confident that its products won't be harmed by rogue artificial intelligence agents following OpenAI's disclosure that one of its advanced AI agents escaped a controlled testing environment, compromising AI startup Hugging Face. CEO Bill McDermott says ServiceNow has a kill switch that stops AI agents as soon as they go rogue, preventing software breaches. I'm Jason Brooks.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 80 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Philadelphia. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Hi, this is Larry Steinhaus, and I want to let you know that I buy houses. I buy houses from people that may be a tired landlord, maybe somebody who's having trouble selling their house, or maybe someone who needs to sell their house quickly. Well, all you need to do is call 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137, and I promise to answer the phone and help you with your situation. That's right, your house may be cluttered. It may be a house that a relative left you, or it may just be a house you just want to get rid of. 855-939-1137.
You don't need another opinion, just the facts.
What caused that crash on the Schuylkill? Will it rain before the kids' game? What happened at the school board meeting last night?
At KYW News Radio, we don't take sides. We take notes, delivering the information you need to make the best decisions for your family.
The news you need whenever you need it.
Depend on KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news leader for more than 60 years.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. And you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
Hair
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and newnordicusa.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Now back to the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
All right. We are back live at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. And hopefully you can hear this okay. There's a lot of background noise. I noticed that.
Yeah, I hear it a lot. I didn't hear it so bad earlier. Now I hear it a bit more.
Hey, zip it! Listen, people. Bernie's got a lot to say, so zip it or I'll save a prison for you. Abolish prisons except for conservative jib-jabbers. Thank you for being here today. We got a great show. We're an hour down, but we're just getting warmed up. This crowd is fantastic. This might be our best summer crowd ever. It's fantastic. Now, I got to tell you, a few of you have come up to me and said, "Wow, Rich, you lost some weight." I did lose weight. I had heart surgery, as you know, and you lose weight afterward. But Newman Price is trying to fatten me up with this pizza, which is fantastic, a Trenton pie. But what is it, Corleone's? Is that right? No, yeah, the pineapple's coming. Yeah, it's coming. We'll wait for it. And these little Zeppelis here. But I've had a long day today. I went up to New York. I did Fox News in the morning, and by doing Fox News, I mean I sat in the chair and got bumped. So that was fun. Literally, they're like, okay, you're going on in 3, 2. Oh, we are going now to the Senate, where Senator Bill Cassidy's about to speak about Attorney General Todd Blanche. And he rambled for 7 minutes and started to cry, and then said he was voting yes. And I thought, man, you rhino, can you give up your man? We don't have a man card because you started to cry on the floor of the Senate. But when you talk about how glamorous Fox News is, it really is. I left at 7 a.m. I got there. I got makeup, waited around for 2.5 hours, sat in the chair, and then was told to go home. So it is very glamorous. And then had to drive 3.5 hours to Cape May. So, yes, I'm living the dream, okay? It is the dream. Or you may have seen yesterday when I was on with Martha McCallum. Did anybody catch that? If you blinked, you would have missed it. Yeah. There was a Democrat on who I'll just say had a lot of opinions and girth. He had, like, for every pound he weighed, 432 things to say. So the guy said 7 things, and he said 757,000 things. And Martha started to debate him, and I'm like, what the hell am I even here for? What am I doing here? So if you blinked, you would have missed it, right, Joe? I'm not exaggerating, am I? Yeah. Yeah. Nah, you know. And they said to me after, they go, well, let's pick a day for next week. And I said, no, that's great. I'd love to come 2.5 hours to say 8 seconds of airtime. That's great. So, yes. And free facial, yeah. Nothing is more manly than when they cake on makeup to your face and make you taller and inject you with Ozempic. So that's what I go through on my regimen. But it really is great to be back with you, and it's great to be back 3 to 6 p.m. Greg Stocker is going to announce the new 3 to 6 host right after the 2028 presidential election. And the head honcho of whatever is inaugurated in 2032. So, in other words, any minute now, all right? Any minute. All right, we'll be right back. We're live from the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. Don't go away.
It feels like every day there's something in the headlines that could make you wonder to yourself, is now even a good time to retire?
So many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping people get to, through, and beyond retirement for over 28 years, and each week he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., and 5 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Late summer heat has hit Philly hard, and August humidity is peaking. Don't let your energy bills skyrocket before taking action on failing windows. Call the pros at Window Nation right now. Throughout August, get 50% off all window styles, plus 0 down payment and no payments or interest for 2 full years. Upgrade to energy-efficient windows from Window Nation. They install in just 1 day or less. Beat the heat, protect your budget, and save big today. Schedule your fast, free consultation now at windownation.com.
Pet parents, there are many sources to buy your pet food these days, but at Dogs and Cats Rule, we take special care in selecting our brands based on quality of ingredients, company transparency, and science-based nutrition. Coming into a Dogs and Cats Rule store with a dietary issue, we can help select the proper food. The best part of the visit is the shopping experience. That's Dogs and Cats Rule with 7 locations. For information online, visit dogsandcatsrule.pet. Dogs and Cats Rule. Shop small, shop local, shop family.
Summer is in full swing, and Tasty Cake makes it easy to keep everyone's favorite seasonal treats close at hand. The baked peach pie is filled with sweet peach flavor, while lemon cupcakes bring a bright, refreshing touch to backyard gatherings, weekend outings, and busy days on the go. So, the next time you're at your local grocery store, pick up a few for your family, your friends, or yourself. Celebrate every summer moment with Tasty Cake. Tasty Cake, accept no substitutes.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Philabundance is the region's largest hunger relief organization, serving more than 90,000 people each week. Almost a third are children. Help feed those in need at philabundance.org.
From ABC News, I'm Chuck Severson. Analysts were expecting a net gain of 83,000 jobs last month. Instead, the Labor Department reports 23,000 jobs went away. Totals for June and May were revised downward. KPMG chief economist and managing director Diane Swank says some of the numbers can be attributed to temporary workers cut after the World Cup, but not all.
We actually are seeing the squeeze on low and middle income households in terms of their discretionary spend. They also cut back on restaurant purchases for several months now. That is besides the World Cup.
The Department of Homeland Security says while it promised to equip each enforcement team with an officer wearing a body-worn camera, it says it will review footage and will only release it when it is in the best interest of the agency. Weather affecting air travel today with more than 1,100 flight cancellations, says FlightAware. Todd Blanche has just enough support to become the next Attorney General, with Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy saying that he'll vote for Blanche. ABC's Jay O'Brien at the Capitol.
Cassidy acknowledged he has a history with President Trump. He voted to convict President Trump in his second impeachment. Trump backed a primary challenger against Cassidy. But he said despite all that, the decisions are made by President Trump, and he believes that in some instances, while he's concerned about weaponization of the Justice Department, he believes that Todd Blanche could push back on President Trump and try to blunt some of the president's instincts.
The number of critical U.S. air defense missiles is extremely low, including those used in Patriot systems, says a government report. ABC News contributor, retired Army General, former NATO Ambassador Doug Lute, mentioning the Russian leader.
Putin is watching very carefully because he has doubled his ballistic missile attacks on Ukraine because he knows that Ukraine is suffering from the same shortage of Patriot interceptors.
Doug Lute on the interceptors, and you're listening to ABC News.
WPHT, HD, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. The revolution will be broadcast. This is the next generation of talk. Now on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Rich Zeoli.
On the way to Cape May, I fell in love with you. On the way to
That's a good beer, too. Good beer.
I saw my dreams come true.
All right, everybody. Everybody, sing along. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na. Come on. On the way to Cape... Oh, not yet. Hang on. On the way to... On the way to Cape May. All right, welcome back to the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. Great to see you here today. So President Trump... All right, everybody. All right. Got a show to do. President Trump yesterday signing an executive order to end birthright citizenship, and Enes Kanter Freedom declared his eligibility for the women's draft, citing self-ID rules, so he might play the WNBA. Enes Kanter Freedom. Even I could play in the WNBA, and I'm 5'3" with shoes on. I personally don't really care about the WNBA. It's not a story that really does it for me. No one does, I know. And really, no one does. But Sophie Cunningham is a great spokesperson for women in sports, no doubt about that. She really is. So let me tell you what the president did yesterday with birthright citizenship. We know that the Chinese are targeting America. Chinese are targeting America by having people born in the United States of America and getting a U.S. passport, and then they go back to China. The danger of that, obviously, as you know, is that they could vote in future elections. China wants to overthrow us. China wants to run the world. That's not hyperbole. That's ultimately what China wants. The president is acutely aware of that, and the birth tourism industry is billions of dollars a year. You've heard about the billboards in Mexico, right? Have your baby in the United States. And they advertise this now where rich Chinese people will spend $25,000 to $100,000 for an entire experience having their baby in China, or in America, excuse me. So what they do is they hire somebody who acts like a surrogate. They come to the U.S., they put them up in a hotel or an Airbnb or a Vrbo, and they do things like culinary tours. They do tours of the Hollywood studios, which makes sense since Hollywood's run by a bunch of commies. It kind of fits. China basically owns Hollywood in a lot of ways, too. Then they have the baby in the United States of America, usually in California. Baby's born in the U.S., and because of the Supreme Court upholding the previous ruling in birthright citizenship, that baby is automatically granted citizenship. Then they leave, and they go back to China, and they may not come back ever again until maybe they're 18 years old and able to vote in American elections. That is a strategic plan. Come on in. Don't be shy. Come on in. Join us. We're happy to have you. That is a strategic plan by the People's Republic of China to influence our elections. Do not doubt that for a second, because they realize that you can change elections by a handful of votes. You don't really need a lot of votes to do that. And if they can control the process even just a little bit, then they'll win. One of the things the president pointed out yesterday is that there are certain people who come from areas they should not be able to automatically get that birthright citizenship. These will be challenged in court, just like the ballroom today was struck down by a federal judge, put on hold by a federal judge. Yeah. Now, that's not over. The president will challenge that in the Supreme Court, and I think ultimately the Supreme Court of the United States is going to say the president can have a ballroom. He can build a ballroom like it's perfectly fine to rehab the White House, and other presidents have put in awnings, and they put in patios and basketball courts and swimming pools and bowling alleys, and they've also drastically renovated the West Wing, the East Wing, and the mansion itself. But when the president was talking yesterday about birthright citizenship and signing the executive orders, he said that the two things that he wants to focus on, and it's not clear exactly how it'll be enforced, restrict those who qualify for birthright citizenship to exclude children of staff working for foreign governments but serving the United States, and the babies of mothers who lie about their intention for visiting the country while pregnant. There's a third category for babies born in U.S. territories, but that would first require congressional action. Remember, when the Supreme Court upheld birthright citizenship back in June, one of the things they wrote was that Congress can tackle this area. It's within Congress's purview to set clear regulations on this, but for the time being, literally anybody who's born in U.S. soil becomes a United States citizen. If Congress wants to pass laws on that, they can. The problem is Congress can't do a damn thing. I should rephrase that. Congress doesn't seem to be willing to do a damn thing. It seems very much like Congress is afraid to act on really anything. And so that's never going to happen. So the president is looking to figure out which areas now he can crack down on, and he has criticized birthright citizenship for years. Stephen Miller, who's the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, who is spearheading all of this, is working with some White House secretaries on this to look at the situation, said, as the president mentioned, the 14th Amendment was passed exclusively in the aftermath of the Civil War, so to ensure that the children of slaves would be citizens. It had no other meaning and purpose outside of that. And that's been clear, obviously, since the day that it was passed. And if you go back and look at the record back then, when they had the constitutional debates over the 14th Amendment, they all said the same thing. This is to ensure that the children of slaves and freed slaves, which is everybody at the time, would always be considered American citizens, and there'd be no way that a Democrat-run state in the South could ever block them from being a United States citizen. That's why they did it. The second piece of that was back then when they had ambassadors and diplomats and all these other people who were visiting the United States, they would come and they would live here for years at a time because you couldn't catch the red eye back to Paris back then, obviously, so they would take very long boat rides and they would just reside in the United States. When they had kids, and many of them did, they raised their kids here, their kids went to American schools, but they were never considered American citizens. Those children of ambassadors and diplomats were never considered to be Americans. They were considered to be the children of whichever country the diplomat had allegiance to. So that's the other point in all this, is the allegiance to another country. And the president's been very clear, and this is why I think the Supreme Court got this wrong. If you have allegiance to another country besides the United States of America, then you can't claim under the 14th Amendment that your child is automatically a citizen of the United States. And that's done deliberately, because when they were passing the 14th Amendment, they debated this fact, and they said, what do we do about foreigners coming to America who may want to overthrow the United States of America, which is a very real thing back then. I mean, it was always a possibility of a foreign invasion. And they said, don't worry about it, because clearly the way that we've written the 14th Amendment is done in a way to ensure that you have to have allegiance to the United States of America. And they said, okay, fine, and they ratified the 14th Amendment. There was no birth tourism back then. There was not this idea of people trying to sneak into the country illegally so that their kids could be born on U.S. soil. And if that would have happened back then, they never would have said that they were legal United States citizens, because the people were here illegally. Therefore, they did not have allegiance or the legal right to be here. Therefore, they couldn't enjoy the rights and the privileges of citizenship or bestow that upon their children. Now, I don't think the president's executive order will necessarily hold up in court. What I do think it will do is it's going to reopen the conversation and the dialogue around birthright citizenship and around birth tourism, which is a massive, massive industry in the United States. Like I mentioned earlier, it is a multi-billion dollar a year situation. And there are people who are doing this and making a lot of money doing it. So let's go through some of the details around that. If you look at the mainstream media, of course, they're going to just write, well, you know, this is targeting birthright citizenship. Actually, what he's trying to do right now is target birth tourism. So here's what the president said in his executive order. United States citizenship is among the greatest inheritances the nation can bestow. It embodies a sacred bond between the American people and the nation in which they live, carries profound rights and privileges. birth tourism operators use deceptive advertisements and inducements to entice foreign nationals to travel to the United States for the sole purpose of giving birth on American soil. They promise citizenship, access to public benefits, and short-term stays in specialized facilities, hotels, and rentals, but they often fail to deliver on these promises. These operators coach their clients to misrepresent the purpose and duration of their travel to consular and border officials to obtain visas authorizing entry into the United States. So this is the part where I do think the president has a legal leg to stand on. For these people to be able to come here, they have to have a reason, and they lie about what the reason is. They say, oh, we're just coming to see the sights and the sounds. But actually what they're doing is they're coming to give birth on U.S. soil. Now, the president's point in all this and doing this is to say that these people are evading American immigration laws to obtain citizenship and other immigration benefits for foreign visitors, and they exploit the women who travel here for the purposes of giving birth. What's been silent in this entire argument are these poor women who are exploited by really the Chinese Communist Party to come to America and give birth here. I mean, they will force these women to get pregnant and force these women to travel for the purposes of having their baby on U.S. soil so that the baby has 2 passports, 1 Chinese and 1 American, 2 birth certificates, 1 Chinese and 1 American. And nobody ever thinks about these poor mothers. In many cases, these women travel against their will. In many cases, these women do not speak English. They can't even call for help. In many cases, these women are trafficked. And I don't hear a lot of the feminist groups out there coming to their aid or saying that this has to stop. Do you notice that? You're not going to hear that because it doesn't happen. The president says the immigration laws of the United States establish discrete categories of temporary non-immigrant visas to allow foreign visitors into the United States for the following reasons. Ready? Study, exchange, temporary employment, tourism, and other transitory activities that are now exploited by birth tourism operators. The people that participate in the birth tourism schemes, they abuse these categories to establish a permanent foothold in the United States by securing the advantage of citizenship for their children and then potentially for themselves too. Because the other goal of all this is to get them to go back to China, then get them to come back to the United States when they're 18, live here, and bring the family over using whatever they can at the time. You know, a hardship visa, a family's fleeing communism visa, whatever it is, to get mom and dad and all the brothers and sisters here as well. And remember, the people of China are not free. Nothing they do is free. Everything is controlled by the CCP. That means the CCP is requiring them to do this, and the CCP is going to control them when they get here for the purposes of ultimately gaining U.S. citizenship for the entire family and then voting the way the Communist Chinese Party tells them to vote. This is already happening. I think a lot of what we're hearing right now, and I know there's great debate over data centers, AI data centers, and I get it. There's a lot of people that don't want them in their backyard. But you know who really doesn't want them in your backyard? China, exactly. This is something the president has said on multiple occasions. We have to win the AI race because China is going all in, and they don't care. I think China is planting stories. I think China has dissenters who are purposely trying to cause commotion at public meetings and events. I think that there's an entire industry that's being built around opposition to American data centers so that there's opposition to America advancing on the AI front and then ultimately dominating the world. China will never stop pushing their data centers and never stop pushing control. And they like their little Chinese robots, and they want their AI to come here to America. Now, AI is not all just rainbows and kisses. In fact, there was an AI that went viral, right? It created a virus, didn't it, Matt DeSantis?
There's 2 sort of like apocalyptic AI stories. I'm not sure which one you're referencing. There is one where they were able to make viruses, yeah, but they don't impact...
Like Fauci viruses or computer viruses?
No, these were like actual viruses. They wouldn't impact human beings, apparently, just certain like forms of bacteria. But there is another story, and this is becoming a recurrence, where these AIs basically bust out of the sandbox that they've been placed in and somehow gain access to the internet and cause havoc. So, yeah, I guess there are a few concerns.
So Meta's bot did that. Meta has an AI, and it went rogue and started attacking other sites. So do you think an AI-created virus, good thing or bad thing? I'm going to go bad thing. Again, might need some time to drink the virus in, but I'm going to say bad thing. And again, AI is not all giggles, but ultimately China has not the company OpenAI, but it has an OpenAI platform. The president is looking to ban in the United States of America. How are these two things related? Well, as my disgruntled taxpayer producer will tell you, much of China's OpenAI sources are designed to get our AI to give up its secrets. Is that a fair statement, Matt DeSantis?
I'm sure that's their end goal, yeah.
Yeah.
We're ahead, and the easiest way to catch up is just to steal whatever technology you need in order to get there.
Not that China would ever do such a thing. They love us over there in China. Yes. But as far as the birthright citizenship goes, the tourism, which is defined by the president, undermines the integrity of the nation's immigration system by enabling foreign nationals to exploit their temporary admission to obtain permanent immigration-related benefits. I don't know how anybody could think that's okay. And I think Congress has to do something about this, but Congress has two problems. Number one, they have no spine. And number two, they don't have the votes. But at the same time as I say that, I realize that the Democrats are also openly talking about killing the filibuster as they talk about making D.C. and Puerto Rico a state. The danger I think Republicans have is that if they kill the filibuster first, and the argument goes, well, the Democrats are going to kill it anyway, maybe, but if they kill it now, there really is no way to stop the Democrats if they ever gain control in the future. You lose that one stopgap measure. But that said, nothing is getting done. Not the Save America Act, not the bills to end birthright citizenship that were introduced in the United States Senate by Bernie Moreno and others that would finally put an end to this practice. Tourism is great. Birth tourism, bad. Not okay, not good. It exploits women, it takes advantage of them, and ultimately what you're going to see in the future, theoretically, is thousands of people from China could be affecting elections, maybe not on the federal level yet, but certainly on the state and local level, giving rise to more people that dress like Mao Zedong. I mean, doesn't it make sense that people with Chinese passports and Chinese birth certificates and American birth certificates coming to America and voting for the guy who's dressed like Chairman Mao over somebody who's a capitalist who wants to see America strong and succeed? Of course. And that's why California is a great example of this. Keeps getting nuttier and nuttier because so many of the people are born in China, in California, go to China, and then come back and bring their families and live in California. And in California, they have passed laws where you can vote in state elections, municipal elections, city elections, and even school board elections, whether you are a citizen or not. They've also done that in Newark, New Jersey, where you can vote in school board elections even if you're not 18. And even if you're not a citizen. And there are bills in New Jersey that would allow you to vote if you just have a driver's license, no proof of citizenship whatsoever, because you're not a citizen, because you were able to get a driver's license because Governor Phil Murphy, his royal rugness, King Philip the Unaccountable, passed that law so that everybody could get a driver's license in New Jersey. And I use air quotes on that because the ultimate goal is to have these people register to vote. No, we love tourism. That's what we're doing today in Cape May. We're touring. We're touring, yes. But nobody's having a baby at the Grand Hotel, are they? If you want a baby, I can get you a baby. Just go to richiesbaby@gmail.com. I don't think, though, your baby becomes a citizen of the Grand Hotel if it's born here. I have to check with Bob and Caitlin about that, but Bob is fishing right now. He's in a $10 million marlin competition as we speak. on his yacht that looks like he seized it from Vladimir Putin, or Putin seized the yacht, or is one of his oligarch buddies. But that's where Bob is. He'll be here later today. But no, I'm very serious. This is a real problem. And part of the reason why I think communism and socialism are selling is because we have so much of our universities influenced by the Chinese Communist Party, and that's certainly not hyperbole. If you do want to have Thanksgiving here at the Grand Hotel, it is a great place to have Thanksgiving. But remember, Thanksgiving is a symbol of white supremacy and colonialism. So we do that. We do a celebration of colonialism Thanksgiving event here at the Grand Hotel, where you see if you can get more mashed potatoes than your neighbor, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. You dominate the turkey buffet line. Here is lunatic Francesca Hong talking about Thanksgiving, whether or not she wants to cancel Thanksgiving after saying now it was, well, I'll play that second clip first. Andrew, this is cut number 5, Wisconsin gubernatorial candidate, Democrat frontrunner who's going to win on Tuesday, Francesca Hong.
One thing that they brought up as well was a post from you in 2021 where you said Americans should cancel Thanksgiving, should have done this in 1621. The post has been deleted. Republicans have been highlighting it. Do you still believe that Thanksgiving should be canceled?
I'm a chef, and one of the first meals that I made that was for the community when I was 16 was a Thanksgiving meal. Now, I always think my hospitality background in owning a restaurant for 7-8 years, that bringing folks around the table to share conversation and build community is always a good thing. But Thanksgiving is also a time that's incredibly painful for many people in our communities. And so I think I wanted to make sure that people understood that there are multiple views.
Matt, what did you just text me?
This was almost a bipartisan issue because I would have been on board if she had called to replace the turkey. It's a dry meat. Replace it with like a prime rib or a ham or something. But calling the Pilgrims like genocidal maniacs, I'm off board. I'm not with her any longer.
The problem is you're just not doing your turkey right. You realize that, right?
I can't be trusted to deep fry a turkey.
You got to deep fry the turkey. Who's with me on this? Now, I think since the newest show launched on WPHT is The Disgruntled Taxpayers.
Yes.
You guys may want to devote Sunday night to talking with AI Teddy Roosevelt about the Thanksgiving traditions of his day. Did they have turkey, for example?
Nobody had anything negative to say about the show aside from one aspect, and it was AI Teddy Roosevelt. And the complaint that I received was that we shouldn't have invited him on the show because he split the Republican vote in 1912 and basically got Woodrow Wilson elected. So the guy hated Teddy Roosevelt and said we shouldn't have platformed him. But it's not like I gave a platform to AI Pol Pot. It was Teddy Roosevelt. I don't get what the big deal is.
It was AI Teddy Roosevelt who just gave us the worst president in American history, Woodrow Wilson, who basically destroyed this country. Other than that, did you guys have fun doing the show?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You sounded great. I mean, really, the Disgruntled Taxpayers, Matt DeSantis, Justin Otero, and Andrew Torres. So we got all three of them on board today for the show. You guys sounded great, in all seriousness.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What was the hardest thing about doing the show?
It probably was AI Teddy Roosevelt. Anyone who listened to it, that interview went off the rails almost immediately.
Well, he started hitting on Ivanka Trump and trying to get her number.
Yeah,
so.
I think this is proof that AI can't be controlled.
Well, are you going to talk about Francesca Hong this coming weekend?
We will.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
the election being on Tuesday.
It's not even as though she just hates turkey. She
hates every holiday.
She hates every holiday. She hates Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day,
4th of July, of course.
A given. Christmas she hates.
Well, it turns out you're both wrong because now she loves Thanksgiving. It's actually her favorite holiday. She went from hating it's a symbol of colonialism and white supremacy, to it being the best day of the year. And you can totally believe me because I'm being completely authentic and sincere right now when I tell you it's my favorite day of the year. Don't doubt me. Here's what she said.
My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. Because I love
have it.
Yep. I don't want to cancel it. I actually love it. We bring, actually, it's kind of in-laws and family members and their in-laws, and it's a big event. And, you know, I'm gonna be real. I'm kind of a curmudgeon when it comes to holidays in general.
Now, the question I have is, how crazy do you have to be for Bernie Sanders not to endorse you? Because Bernie's endorsing every crazy person he could possibly find, with one exception. Welcome. Join us. Thank you for being here today. With one exception, Francesca Hong is way too crazy for Bernie Sanders. And Bernie dodged the answer by saying that he doesn't feel the need to get involved in her race. This is cut 3.
I noticed you haven't yet endorsed in the Wisconsin governor's race. What's your thinking there, and might you endorse? Or
I don't think so. I met Francesca a couple of years ago. I was in
Francesca.
Wisconsin. And she seems very, very nice. But again, this is a race I just am not that familiar with. We have not gotten involved in many governor's races. I think we did one in Maine with Troy Jackson. You know, obviously my major concern right now is seeing that we have a Senate and a House that is going to stand up to Trump. That's really where my focus is. So as of now, we have not been involved in that race.
That's the broad who hates Thanksgiving, right? And all the holidays? And slept with a white guy? Yeah, no, I'm not going to endorse her. She's too crazy for Bernie. You've exceeded the Bernie scale of crazy. You know, they have like this Kelvin scale, and they've got, what's the one for chili peppers? Do you know that scale?
I have no idea. Oh, Scoville.
Scoville, thank you. And then there's the Bernie scale of crazy. And she exceeds it, so he can't endorse her. And she's about to become the Democrat nominee for governor of Wisconsin on Tuesday. Think about that. So, yes, we got to stop birthright tourism. We got to win the AI race. And we got to stop Francesca Hong from becoming governor of Wisconsin. Otherwise, there's no hope for the Republic as we lose these swing states to the commies. We're live at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. It's a beautiful day. This crowd is epic. And we'll be right back.
The Birds are back, and another championship run starts now. Don't just watch the season, be part of it. Hit the road with thousands of fellow fans and take over the opposing stadium. Fans of Philly has road trips available now for Nashville, Arizona, Chicago, London, and more. Every trip includes airfare, game tickets, and an exclusive pre-game party. Book your seat today with the official travel partner of 94 WIP and the Eagles Radio Network at fansofphilly.com. That's fans with a P.com.
Life doesn't slow down, and planning your financial future can feel overwhelming. That's where Monastra Financial Group comes in. Whether you're preparing for retirement, managing a 401k, or protecting what matters most, their team offers personalized guidance built around you. With a straightforward approach, they help turn complex decisions into clear, confident steps forward. Take control of your financial future today. Text Mike Monastra at 484-471-4879. That's 484-471-4879.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
Celebrate the legendary voice of the birds, Merrill Reese, at Merrill Live. An unforgettable evening of stories, memories, and behind-the-scenes moments with Merrill Reese and special appearances from some of your favorite players and more. Merrill Live at the Scottish Rite Auditorium, Tuesday, September 15th. Get your tickets now at 94WIP.com. Presented by PNC Bank. Brilliantly boring since 1865. And Impriano Roofing and Siding. The best homes have an Impriano roof.
Hi, this is Dave Barlow from Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury, New Jersey. It's time to step up to the plate. The summer sell-out event at Barlow is here. Add Barlow discounts to factory rebates, and these deals are knocking it out of the park. The GMC lineup is stacked with power with the Sierra leading the way. The Buick lineup combines style, comfort, and confidence. Slide into Barlow Buick GMC in Woodbury before these deals are out of here, or shop 24/7 at barlowautogroup.com. Buick, exceptional by design. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group, and I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney, and the truth is I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. After 15 years and over 50,000 cancellations, I can tell you with confidence, we know how to get you out of your timeshare. Call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit guide absolutely free with all your options for cancellation. Attorneys, this was meant to be funny, so please don't sue me, especially my friend Kenneth from Black River Falls, Wisconsin.
Call now for your free timeshare exit info kit. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767. 800-838-6767.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for autopay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
Now you can listen to Talk Radio 1210 WPHT on the iHeartRadio app.
All right, stop what you're doing, cause someone's about to ruin the guest spot that Rich is used to. Yo, he's funny, he must be making money, but every time he said they bump him, it ain't sunny. They cut away quick when he's ready to speak. Producers in the booth like next guests on fleek. Rich waits in the wings with his notes all tight, but the segment gets dropped on a Friday night. Fox says, hold up, Rich, we'll circle back, but the teleprompter's rolling, there's no time to yak. He's sipping his coffee, he's clearing his throat, then bam, commercial break, they sink his boat.
I can't hear.
It is so loud in here.
I know. All right, welcome back to the Grand Hotel of Cape New Jersey. It's great to have you here today. I did want to mention that if you live in Gloucester County, we have... That was loud. That just broke my ears. If you live in Gloucester County, Catherine Falcone, Barbara McCormick, who's here today, and Martino Cartier for Gloucester County Commissioner, 3 Republicans running to try to take back that county, which was once Republican and not anymore. So Barbara's here. Barbara's son has the trumpet, in case you need King Philip the Unaccountable. So vote for them for Gloucester County Commissioner. Good luck to you guys. I have a mystery guest, but before I do, let me just tell you, I want to thank our friend Dr. Mike Veneria for sponsoring the show. Dr. Mike is my dentist and my friend. He is the master of dental implants and one of our great, great sponsors who will give you the beautiful smile that you deserve. Dr. Mike Veneria has 2 locations for you in Cinnaminson and Woodbury. So you should go see him today for your perfect smile. And for over 12 years, 12 consecutive years, Dr. Mike has been giving people beautiful smile upgrades, and other doctors and dentists have been recommending their patients to Dr. Mike for the really complex stuff, the really intense procedures. So do that today. Make your appointment with VeneriaDental.com, VANARIA, VeneriaDental.com, and make your appointment today because you deserve a beautiful smile. Okay, so we're live at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey, my happy place, and this is an amazing crowd, and thank you all for being here today. You know, it means so much to me that you actually came to be here in person and took the time out of your day to drive to be here and also to, in some cases, give me hard alcohol, which people keep trying to drink, by the way. I got to hide the bottle now. But no, but really, I appreciate it. We all appreciate it very much that you took the time out of your day to be here. These live shows are very special. And I had to wait to be able to do it since I was cleared from surgery. We'll be back here, though, October 23rd. So mark your calendar for our next live show here at the Grand Hotel. Now, I don't know who this next guest is.
It's a
special
mystery
guest. It's a mystery guest, but all I know is this mystery guest is not with us in person right now at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey.
No. I can give you a hint.
Go ahead.
All right, so this is a nationally recognized expert in her field. She has a refined and a discerning taste in music.
Vinny, I'm going to need a bigger bourbon. Stephanie, you got anything else over there, or just the... Keep going, Matt.
I think she's wonderful.
You would say that.
I think everyone thinks she's wonderful. One of my personal favorites.
Oh, God. You know, it's a good thing I'm not the host anymore in Afternoon Drive because I used to have some control over who was on my show. Not anymore. I'm just basically a fill-in host right now. So I guess it's anybody's guess. So let's welcome our mystery guest to the program. Gee, whoever could it be, Linda Kearns?
Zeoli, are you worried that your recently operated on heart rate is just spiking because you're in person live with the brilliant, talented, incredibly hot, deliciously cute Matt DeSantis?
Oh, God.
Are you worried about your heart?
That is just pure gross. There's no way away from that. How are you, Linda?
Zeoli, I want to know what you're doing with all your time now that you only work 1 hour a day. I mean,
That's
what do
right.
you do? Sit around, make spaghetti, watch Marvel movies, drink red wine?
Yes. Pretty much. That's about it. You got it. You nailed it. I do other things. I took up knitting, so I've been knitting. It's been a lot of fun. Also fighting for liberty and freedom wherever I can. You know, little things. But Linda Kearns, what are you doing to make sure our elections are secure? That's the question. Don't try to change the subject, Linda Kearns.
I just got a good consent decree in a case. I sued Lackawanna County because they sent out the wrong ballots to Republicans last year. So I sued and got a great consent decree, which is what we need in election integrity. We need these election offices to do their jobs.
Well, good job, Linda Kearns. Well done. In all seriousness, we do love you, Linda. Matt really loves you. And do you want to go on about how handsome he is and how spectacular he is?
Well, Zeoli, I found you on Venmo. So when I'm finished, I'm going to Venmo you some money, and I'll know how much money it is. And then you better, after this show, buy drinks for Matt, Justin, and Kirk, and they're going to report back to me whether you actually spend the money on them.
Yeah, I'm not doing. Linda Kearns, it's really great to hear from you, though. Are you going to the Republican National Convention in Texas, the mid-convention, whatever it is?
No, next week I'm actually going to Detroit to the Republican National Lawyer Association meeting. We have a meeting every summer. It's like a summer election school. So that's what I'm doing next week in Detroit, Michigan.
I mean,
you need
if
to say
that's
hi to
not
anybody there?
If that's not the dream, being in Detroit in the summer, I don't know what is.
Hey, Hey,
I can come. I only work an hour a day.
I know you do only work an hour a day.
I can put aside yeah.
What's going on with the algorithm for your podcast? Like when it's hard to find, does Mikey Sherrill issue executive orders to hide it?
I think so, actually. Yes, we're still being censored by the man, no doubt about it. But it's really easy now. You just have to Google my name, Zeoli, and it comes right up. Zeoli, Linda.
Okay.
How do you? And you are Kearns, Kearns.
No.
Yes.
You know that. You know how to spell my name.
No,
hey,
that's how you spell it. Yes.
There's no A in Kearns. My mother sent you a get well card. She sent it to the station. I hope they sent it to you.
They did not. They never sent it to me. Thanks, guys.
Well, I didn't get it.
You know whose fault that is, Linda? Matt!
No. If I had a card, I would have delivered it.
In fact, I got a text from Greg Stocker. We gave the card to Matt to give to you. Never got it. So your boyfriend is once again letting you down, Linda Kearns, just like he lets everybody else in his life down.
Never. He's a
crowd is on my
listen,
side.
hang on. I'm kidding. He has no one else in his life, okay? She's fake.
Rich,
she's not real. You can't let her down if she's not real. Come on, guys. Yes, Linda. We love you, Matt.
The next generation of Kearnses is working on elections. My nephew, Michael Kearns, he's working for the RNC this cycle, and his territory is Bucks County, and he's working very hard. And when they have these national calls, that they keep saying how well he's doing, and he's one of their best workers. So the Kearns name will carry on an election. So if you get a call from a Republican person telling you to get out the vote, like make sure to answer the phone and volunteer to poll watch, because my nephew's working hard.
I love that. That's fantastic, Linda. Thank you for that. And really, in all seriousness, I mean, thank you for all the great work you do on election integrity and security. We appreciate it very much. I think we're all hoping that the Save America Act passes because, what happened in New Jersey, I don't think is a glitch, Linda. I'm sure you don't. But I haven't had a chance to talk to you since all that came out. 6,600 non-citizens registered to vote, 400 of them voting when they shouldn't have. So I want to ask you this. Do you think it was just a software glitch? And number two, what should be done about the 400 people who voted in that election?
I think that when this type of thing happens, it's a feature, not a glitch. The same thing happened in Pennsylvania, that people were getting registered on the rolls at the DMV. I think the real problem with elections, and clearly, Rich, you're not following my radio career because I've talked about this incessantly over the past few months. So I guess, I follow your podcast, but you don't follow me when I'm on. Is that the deal?
No, I was just trying to let everybody hear your expertise. It was not. I do this with guests. I know the answer to the question. I still ask the question and let them answer it versus me just answering for them like I'm a 9 p.m. host on Fox News.
Well, then you might not know that I have some issues with the Save America Act, and I'm not sure it's going to do what people think it's going to do. As a longtime election lawyer, I get very worried when the federal government dips its toe into election law. I think federal law should, for the most part, stay out of elections. And I think what would actually help American elections is to repeal the Motor Voter Act, because the Motor Voter Act from the 1990s is what told states that you have to register voters. And instead of Congress, worrying about this Save America Act, maybe they should understand actually how elections work and how voter rolls work and write legislation that would actually help us. I got to tell you, I'm not convinced on the Save America Act that it's really going to do much. I think there's a lot of other things that can be done. And number one is repeal the Motor Voter Act, because there is no reason that our government has to basically register you to vote every time you touch a service, because that's how we're getting all of the people on the voter rolls. With regard to the 400 people who voted, I mean, that also happened in Pennsylvania. I will tell you, Rich, that some of these people are doing it by accident. They don't know. Like, they go to a government office and they're told, here, register to vote, and they're just following directions. I think what we need to do is be vigilant about cleaning up these voter rolls, but every single instance should be investigated. And I am telling you that Democrats don't want it, because the more people they dump on the voter rolls, they think the more people that they can go out and in their get out the vote efforts.
Listen, I wonder if does Mikey Sherrill have an obligation to disclose who those 400 voters are, or at least where they voted? Because, some of these municipal elections, it was 2023, they're very close. They're decided by sometimes 1 or 2 votes.
Right. Well, the Public Interest Legal Foundation, which is one of my clients, we have a database showing all of the elections that have been decided by 1 vote. And I have consistently said on the air for the last, 6 months that a lot of these non-citizen issues, they're not necessarily swinging presidential elections, but they're going to swing other elections like mayor and district attorney and school board. And that's why we need to clean the voter rolls. The Motor Voter Act from the 1990s, it was a 2-pronged law. It said that you have to register voters at the DMV and at other government offices, but it also said that the voter rolls have to be made public, and you have to release the efforts to maintain those voter rolls. And so it was a 2-pronged law. It just didn't talk about motor voter. And the problem with that is over the years, judges have diluted that part of the law and redefined what it means to release voter registration records. And I think under the Motor Voter Act, Mikey Sherrill, New Jersey, absolutely has a duty to release all of their list maintenance records so that we know exactly what they're doing to fix it. And I'm tired of hearing people say that these voter records are private. They are not private. The voter registration records are absolutely public records. Here in Pennsylvania, for $20, and by the way, I'm sending more than that for you to buy drinks for Kirk, Matt, and Justin. But for $20 here in Pennsylvania, I can buy the entire voter roll and tell anyone their name, address, birth date, when they registered, and which elections they voted in. So whenever these Democrats say, oh, it's private information, it's not. It is public information.
Linda Kearns, before I let you go, I just want to make a couple points. Number one is I'm not buying them drinks. That's not doing that. But Matt DeSantis is now, along with Justin and Andrew, they're hotshot talk show hosts now. They're disgruntled taxpayers. Have you tuned in?
Yeah. Oh gosh, now you're on the spot. I have not yet, but it's on my.
Wait a second. Hang on. You're the man of your dreams launches a brand new show on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, and you don't listen to it, Linda Kearns.
Hey, Rich. If I had $1 for every one of your podcasts where you did not mention Fox News, how many dollars would I have? Is it 0?
You would owe money. Let's put it that way. You would owe money. No doubt about that. Well, it's a great show, and Justin is now even looking like a disgruntled taxpayer. He's got the beard. He's got like Unabomber vibes. You got to see him, Linda. He really does.
Well, they're going to have me on. They said they'd have me on as a guest, so I will see them. But I promise I will listen to it this weekend.
All right, because they need to get to 13 downloads, so please do that. No, really,
Rich?
it's a great show. I love it. It's a great show. Just the disgruntled taxpayers and Linda Kearns, you should go on. You should debate AI Teddy Roosevelt next time.
Who do you think would win?
You, Linda Kearns, because you're brilliant. That's why. All right, Linda Kearns, everybody. We love her.
Rich, check your Venmo so you can buy drinks for those total cuties that are helping you put on a great show. And hi to everybody in Cape May. Enjoy this awesome day of all of these hours of Rich Zeoli.
And give Mama Kearns a hug for me, okay?
Oh, I absolutely will. I know you like her better than me.
You like Matt better than me, so we're even, okay?
Well, he's cuter than you, Rich. Now, come on. Let's be real.
You have a point. All right, Linda Kearns, thank you for keeping our election secure. We appreciate it. Well done.
Here, bye.
All right, we are live at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. Everybody having a good time? It sounds like you are. Yeah, this is a great, lively crowd. If you're not here, you are definitely missing out, but we still have an hour to go. Plenty of time for you to come join us here at the Grand Hotel of Cape May. And do I have to do a live read for them?
You do, yeah.
I do. Well, I'll tell you about what you could do in the fall. They have a September to Remember package where you can stay and get 10% off your room rates. If you stay 2 or more nights. If you stay 3 or more nights, you're going to get 10% off your room rate. Plus, you're going to get $55 a night in resort credits. You could use those resort credits at Hemingway's restaurant right here on site. Beautiful, fresh as steaks, seafood, handcrafted cocktails, the outdoor pool bar, beach concession stand. You can use them at the gift shop, or you can take the family on a whale-watching boat cruise, get passes for that. It's up to you how you want to use them. But September is a great time to be down here because the crowds are gone. The weather is beautiful, and everybody is happy, and they'd love to see you here. So just go to grandhotelcapemay.com, make your reservation today for the September to Remember package. And if you want a place for your wedding, baby shower, bridal shower, family reunion, so much more, this is the place to do it. grandhotelcapemay.com.
Stray shower or thunderstorm is possible in the evening. Overnight, we'll get down to 75. Tomorrow, high 92. Times of sun and clouds. We could see a thunderstorm in spots as well. Sunday, sunny to partly cloudy. Very hot, high 92. And Monday, high 93.
Time now for today's Spotlight on Tech, sponsored by Ethos.
Software maker ServiceNow is confident that its products won't be harmed by rogue artificial intelligence agents following OpenAI's disclosure that one of its advanced AI agents escaped a controlled testing environment, compromising AI startup Hugging Face. CEO Bill McDermott says ServiceNow has a kill switch that stops AI agents as soon as they go rogue, preventing software breaches. I'm Jason Brooks.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for buying gas. That's right. You can earn cash back with Upside just for buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside, and just last year, I made nearly $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get cash back? If you like extra cash, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back when you fill your tank. Use promo code FRESH to get an extra 35 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRESH for a 35 cents per gallon bonus.
Hey, this is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. I've been talking about myself for all these years. Now it's time for you to hear from one of our great clients.
Investor Schooling lives up to the promises. Larry's a great teacher, teaches about the whole new approach to thinking about money. I've taken to heart many of the things that he's taught me, and my financial life has improved.
Come to Investor Schooling, and you could be just like Charlie and change your financial life. Go to investorschooling.com. We will see you Thursday.
Hey, John, why so glum? I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the third time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this. Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career. Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. Mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Now back to the Piazza Auto Group studios. Experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. This is Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Can you believe it, folks? Rich is actually here on a Friday, and he's doing the whole 4-hour show. The old crew is back again, just like old school 1210. Remembering things the way they used to be, right here on WPHT. You feel the magic from the time you walk in. He'll make the crowd laugh and he'll cut through the spin. He breaks it down so everyone can understand. Yeah, it's Rich Zeoli, live from the Grand. Come on, everybody, let's give him a hand. Yeah, it's Rich, Matt, and Justin, live from the Grand. Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, Newman Price, thank you, buddy. Thank you. So this nice gentleman over here, Anthony Triola, is turning 94 years young tomorrow. Let's wish him happy birthday, Paisan. Happy birthday. And I have to mention kind of some sad news, but I don't want to do that. But General Metz, who was on the show with us last time, passed away. He was 87, I believe. The general ran the national cemeteries for the United States of America, and he was in charge of all the military cemeteries. And if you remember, he came on the show with us, I think it was, I want to say last summer, and he was a great guest, and he was really wonderful. And it's very sad to lose him, so we just want to say God bless to him and his family, and to thank him for joining us on the show. But sad news indeed on that, yes. But we have a whole nother hour to go here at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey, and are we going to Bill now?
No, we got a break first.
Oh, we got a break. Okay, so I'm over. We'll take a quick break, but obviously, I just kid Justin. I really do. I just kid with him. I only tease the people I care about in life. So when you're like, oh, don't be mean to Matt, just a joke. And I'm only saying that because the station's requiring me to say it. Every hour on the hour now. So, all right, we'll be right back from the Grand Hotel of Cape May. We'll start hour 5, hour number 3, the 5 o'clock happy hour. Don't go away.
When was the last time you watched your home movies?
Disasters strike unexpectedly. Every year, American families lose the one thing they'd run back into a burning building for, their family's memories. Hi, I'm Nick.
And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box to help save your family's most important recorded moments so you don't have to worry.
Load Legacy Box with your old movies, film reels, and shoeboxes of photos.
We work our digitizing magic, converting those memories right to the cloud so they're safe and accessible forever.
It's fast, we always send your originals back, and it's done right here in the USA.
Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box. Better Homes and Garden, Real Simple, and Inc. magazine are all talking about Legacy Box.
New York Times columnist David Pogue says, have them digitized. I wish I'd done it sooner. Take action. Save your family's memories today with Legacy Box.
Go to legacybox.com/value to get an incredible 50% off your Legacy Box. That's legacybox.com/value for 50% off while supplies
Giving blood
last.
is easy. It only takes about an hour, and a single donation can help save up to 3 lives. Donate now. Call 1-800-RED-CROSS or redcrossblood.org.
Department of Homeland Security says while it promised to equip each enforcement team with an officer wearing a body camera, it says it will review footage and will only release it when it's in the best interest of the agency. ABC's Luke Barr.
The body-worn camera policy was written in early 2025 and says that after a high-profile shooting or incident, a panel of individuals will review the footage and determine whether it be released.
Analysts were expecting a net gain of jobs last month. Instead, the Labor Department reports overall losses. Totals for June and May revised downward. ABC's Jim Ryan.
The consensus was for a net gain of 83,000 positions last month. Instead, the Labor Department has reported a loss of 23,000 jobs. The same report shows the no hire, no fire employment market still dominates. At 4.1%, the unemployment rate was essentially the same as the June figure, as was the number of unemployed Americans at 6.9 million.
Weather affecting air travel today with more than 1,400 flight cancellations, says FlightAware. Todd Blanche has just enough support to become the next Attorney General, with Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy saying that he'll vote for Blanche. ABC's Jay O'Brien at the Capitol.
Because Todd Blanche, in Cassidy's view, had served as the president's personal attorney, he could tell the president the truth, and he could push back on him in a private setting. I can tell you, it's the opposite characterization you often hear, particularly from Democrats of Todd Blanche, which is that the fact that he was the president's personal attorney ties him closer to the president's viewpoint and ties him closer to following direction from the president.
Wall Street indexes closed out their best week since April, with the S&P 500 setting a new record. The lower Labor Department jobs numbers for July signal that the Federal Reserve may not raise interest rates, prompting the buying of stocks today. Crude oil prices held at yesterday's lower levels. You're listening to ABC News.
There's a reason that potato chips don't come in a clear bag.
There's only 8 chips in this bag.
That's why. It's only about 2/3 full. The rest is air. It's a lot like opening up your 401k at retirement. You get about 2/3 of it, and the rest goes to Uncle Sam. Jim Cipriotti at the Retire Ready Financial Group can help. His tax mapping process can help forecast what your tax bill will be in the future, and that way you can build a strategy now to potentially decrease your tax bill in retirement. In other words, more for you and less for Uncle Sam. Call today for your complimentary retirement tax mapping report, 610-894-7415. That's 610-894-7415. Or find them online at retirereadyfg.com and get Uncle Sam's greedy hands out of your retirement.
Hey, you've had enough.
With a complimentary tax mapping report from Jim Cipriotti. Investment advisory services offered through Retire Ready Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through James V. Cipriotti, Retire Ready Financial Group, LLC, NPN number 2083768.
In Philadelphia, Chase is proud to root for the home team because they're our team too. We cheer from the bleachers and on the sidelines. We cheer for gymnasts and quarterbacks. And with more than 80 local Chase branches and 5,000 nationwide, we are right beside you, Philadelphia. Neighborhood bankers, digital tools, national strength. Chase, make more of what's yours.
JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
My obstructive hypertrophic cardiomyopathy kept me from baseball games with my boys. The stairs were too much. With Camzyos, my symptoms have improved and I can be more active again. Camzyos is a cardiac myosin inhibitor, the first in its class to treat adults with symptomatic OHCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms and ability to be active. And it reduced obstruction in the heart 4 times more.
In a 30-week study, Camzyos, mavacamten, reduced post-exercise obstruction on average 47 units of pressure versus 10 with placebo. Results may vary. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help for new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy, as Camzyos may harm your unborn baby.
Visit Camzyos.com or call 1-855-CAMZYOS. Actor Portrayal.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS. Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks, like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 267-223-7162 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. Call 267-223-7162 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 267-223-7162 for fast, easy, and affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 267-223-7162.
250 years ago, the number 13 became legendary. 13 colonies with one bold vision declared themselves a nation. Led by George Washington, they forged the bravest experiment in liberty the world had ever seen. To honor America's 250th birthday, a magnificent tribute, the 2026 George Washington 24-karat gold dollar. Exclusively from the first colonial mint, this .311 gram, 11 millimeter gold coin is the official Ascension Island gold dollar. Struck in pure 24-karat gold, it's the world's first 13-sided gold coin. Minted in limited quantity with a stunning proof finish. It features Washington's portrait, 13 brilliant stars, and a golden eagle design inspired by the gold coin Washington himself carried. For a limited time, a special price of just $69 plus shipping has been established with a strict limit of 1 per household. To claim yours, call 800-929-1313. That's 800-929-1313. 800-929-1313.
WPHT, HD, WOGL, HD3, Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the power of one with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The revolution will be broadcast. This is the next generation of talk. Now on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, Rich Zeoli.
On the way to Cape May.
Yeah, here we go.
I fell in love with you.
On the way to Cape May. Dun, ba, 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 bum. Dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. All right, welcome back to the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. It is so great to be with you live, and I really, truly, we all really appreciate you being here in person. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means so much. See so many great friends, meet new friends. It really is special. This is an incredible community that we've built together, and thank you for taking time out of your day to be here. Really appreciate it very much. I hope you come back in October. October 23rd will be our next show. And Halloween is always a great time to be in Cape May. They go all out for it, so it'll be a lot of fun. I want no surgery scheduled. Don't worry. Don't worry. But as we start our 5 o'clock hour here, I'm very happy to welcome back to the show. It's been a while since I've talked to him. Bill D'Agostino is at the Media Research Center and Newsbusters. He's a senior research analyst. He's on X at @band_Bill. He was an old school frequent guest of mine when I held the spot, and he's back today for one day only. Bill D'Agostino, how are you, my man?
Doing great, man. Good to see you.
So I want to start with, first of all, I was looking at your X account earlier today, and the media covering up for Dr. Anthony Fauci, going all in on him. So for people that don't know, what the Media Research Center does is it looks at the media and they research it and what they talk about. So you've been analyzing this and looking at this, and give us kind of the 30,000-foot view of how the media has been treating Fauci.
I mean, yeah, the general approach to Fauci has been don't talk about the underlying. Talk about everything surrounding the diary. Don't talk about the diary, except to refer to it as his personal diary and then imply that it's like, dear diary, COVID was really scary today, as opposed to like these notes that he took on a government computer. So they have lambasted Rand Paul specifically, but basically all of the Republicans who held that committee hearing. They've defended Fauci. They've called him a hero. They've claimed that he's saved hundreds of thousands, if not millions of lives. And then they reference the diary a few times, and then they never read you anything inside of it, conspicuously enough. That's the general gist.
Okay. And do they go after the mean Republicans who are going after this national hero, this sacred treasure, I'm guessing?
Oh, yeah. No, the term show trial has not been kicked around this much in God knows how long. It's basically being treated as pure political theater, which honestly, okay, I will say this, Rich, if they do nothing with this, if they just have this trial, there's no follow-up, they don't haul in Birx to question her afterwards, then, I mean, as a conservative, yeah, it starts to feel like a show trial, because it's like, okay, are we campaigning or what? Like,
right.
Where are we going with these guys?
Right. Yeah, I don't disagree, Bill. I think that's part of the problem, is that people are hoping for accountability and they're not seeing any accountability. But there's another thing, too, and I have a clip here that I sent to Andrew back at the studio. Andrew, do you have that ready by chance? Andrew? Okay,
I do.
Great. So thank you, buddy. NBC isn't going to apologize for and CNN and some of the other entities that spewed a lot of COVID propaganda. Bill, before I play this clip, set it up for us. It was from your tweet from July 30th.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. This is a blast from the past. I actually resurrected that from like several years ago when I posted it, just because I feel like everybody recalls to some degree how stupid all of the lies that they were telling were about. It didn't come from the lab; it came from XYZ, right? Whatever. But it's hard. It's really hard to remember all of them. I certainly don't remember all of them, and I didn't until I saw this compilation. But I remember putting this together a few years ago, and I was like laughing to myself at how stupid some of it was. I genuinely couldn't believe that we lived through this period.
And this was all the media trying to defend the Wuhan Institute of Virology, the WIV, right? From the idea that maybe the virus came from the lab and not from an undercooked bat burger, right?
Yeah, the innocent, sweet baby angels at the Wuhan Institute of Virology, whose names were unfairly smeared by.
And remember, it was racist to say it came from a lab, but not that some filthy Chinese guy was so disgusting with his meal choices that he caused a global pandemic by like ripping the head off a raw bat and eating it with a pangolin fry. That's not racist, Bill. Not racist at all.
Yeah, no, bat soup wasn't racist until too many people started saying bat soup, and then that became racist. And I think that was when snakes started, and then it was pangolins for a little bit, for like a beautiful 6-hour window. It was pangolins.
And don't forget the raccoon dogs, Bill. The raccoon dogs also got lumped in with it.
That's right. Yeah, the poor tanukis. Yeah, that was sad.
So we put it all together as an undercooked bat burger with a side of pangolin fries and a raccoon dog aioli, and that's what started COVID, Bill.
Yeah.
Because the people of Wuhan are that disgusting that they'll eat something like that. That's not at all a racist statement. However, if you say the virus got out of a lab, you hate the Chinese people. Never really understood
there's
that.
There's nothing more racist than gain-of-function research, apparently, or acknowledging that gain-of-function research exists. That is what's out of bounds.
So here's a little bit of the media. Let's go down memory lane of some of the things they did to try to defend the Wuhan Institute of Virology, the WIV. Take a listen.
Our NBC News exclusive inside the Wuhan lab, how it's responding to conspiracy theories that the virus originated there.
So you're 100% confident there was no leak, no accident?
I'm confident. Dr. Anthony Fauci told National Geographic everything about the stepwise evolution over time strongly indicates that this virus evolved in nature and then jumped species.
It contradicts this assertion by the Trump administration that the virus is linked to the lab in Wuhan.
Outside of the U.S., most everyone agrees it is highly unlikely that this virus came from the lab. What is clear, health experts say, is that at some point last year, the virus moved in nature from an animal to humans.
A hunter kills an animal, the animal's blood is being carried back.
It likely started at a wildlife and seafood market.
This was a natural occurrence.
It's likely this came from animals.
Well, a Chinese study says the pangolin may have been the origin of this virus.
Snakes, that's what they're saying.
Goodness. Eating snakes. Wow.
So the U.S. Secretary of State is again backing away from a conspiracy theory he promoted that the coronavirus came from a lab in Wuhan, China.
Tom Cotton keeps repeating a coronavirus conspiracy theory that was already debunked.
The far right has now found its own virus conspiracy theory.
A conspiracy theory about COVID coming from a lab in Wuhan.
Cotton has been criticized by public health professionals for giving just the whiff of credibility there on television and on social media to a conspiracy theory going around that the coronavirus originated and was perhaps man-made inside a lab in China.
I miss Brian Williams and his complete and utter BS. I forgot how good that guy was, right, Bill?
He is so smug. It's nauseating.
So
It's
smug.
incredible. It's incredible.
A conspiracy theory.
Yeah, no, that was, I made sure to throw in as many uses of that as I could, as much as I could stomach anyway. I love the mention at the end there where he talks about it being man-made, and then that of course makes people remember that poor Japanese scientist who basically published that study basically showing that every new variant from like Delta all the way through Omicron was a single like S&P polymorphism that happened like one after the other, after the other, after the other. It was like a set of stairs, which that's you really only see that in something that's like being tweaked in a lab over and over and over again. And the guy lost his career for it, right? Because this is what the world was. I mean, it said it there in the clip. It's basically everybody outside of the U.S. was in agreement. No, this didn't come from a lab. We were the holdouts, and we were the crazy ones.
And I love how Bill D'Agostino's with us, Media Research Center senior analyst. I love how they say the lab leak theory, which has been debunked, and debunked by who, right? And now we know it was debunked by Anthony Fauci, even though they all knew it came from the lab, and they knew that it was gain-of-function research, and they worked very hard to cover up the truth and to tell us that it came from the wet market. And if anybody said it was the lab, that was the conspiracy theory. I mean, that was all Anthony Fauci.
I mean, yeah, that's basically the revolving door of political media, right? Is you have somebody in this government organization that's doing something shady, and then they are treated as the expert when, say, Donald Trump or whoever, right, it doesn't matter who it is, starts saying, this guy's doing something shady. He's then treated as the expert defense of his own witness, or a witness of his own defense, right? It's ridiculous. That's not how anything is supposed to work. But of course, that's what they prefer, right? They love their expert laundering. They can find an expert that will tell them basically anything that they want to hear because you get to go on TV for it. But if it's Fauci doing it, obviously he's going to have a vested interest in defending himself. I mean, he's him, right?
Mm-hmm. He's a saint. He's Saint Fauci, Santo Fauci, Anthony Fauci. Bill D'Agostino, shifting gears for a second. The latest thing with the media now is that every time we bring up candidates who are self-avowed socialists, we are now pursuing another red scare, right?
Yes.
We crazy Republicans, we are pushing another red scare, which, first of all, that in of itself implies a pejorative about what happened in the McCarthy era, but that's for another show. But that's what they're trying to now say to cover for these candidates who are openly saying that they are, in fact, socialists and communists.
I mean, okay, let me put it this way, Rich. The fact that we have avowed communists running and winning in primaries tells me that whatever the red scare was, it didn't go far enough.
Right.
They're still communists, right? I mean, they're still getting elected to political office, or at least to candidacy positions. And hey, look at Mamdani, right? That's political office. So yeah, I mean,
but I'll just say this though. Back then, a lot of these people tried to keep it in the closet. And McCarthy was trying to out them. They're outing themselves now, Bill. Every time there's a microphone, they grab it and go, I'm a commie. I'm a commie. You got to like pull a microphone away from these people. They can't shut up about it. That's the difference.
You're about to see a very rapid shift in that, by the way, because the second they secure their primary nomination, these people sprint to the center and start talking about how they don't hate capitalism per se. Right, it's just they don't want unfettered capitalism. And then you have the media. We saw a lot of this past week. You have the media saying Al Sayed is actually a self-described capitalist, and it's like, oh, he's a self-described capitalist. Oh, okay, well, he's the authority on that then. Okay, better not look at his.
I'm a self-described 76er. I play next to LeBron James, so.
Right. Yeah. No, I have no reason to try to verify that. Good for you, man. I didn't.
Thank you. Very proud of myself. Yeah.
Yeah,
not since Muggsy Bogues have anyone seen someone this tall really dominate the court. But you're right, though. I mean, they're now running cover because all these guys try to moderate in the general election. But the reality is, like, they are still saying, I'm a capitalist, but I want universal health care, which is government-run health care. I want a wealthy tax, and I want to abolish fossil fuels. Like, none of those things are conservative or capitalist positions. None of them.
And I mean, beyond that, anything that a avowed Marxist says in an attempt to win a general election is, I'm sorry, like none of it is worth taking seriously, right? Like they're obviously going to go significantly further than whatever platform they start selling to moderate voters in Wisconsin or Michigan that they're going to sell over the next like 3-6 months, right? Like that's the truth. These people run as basically Maoists to win the primary, then they run as centrists to get the election, and then they go back to being Maoists.
I was a little surprised that that Shri lost his primary. Were you surprised by that, Bill?
Yeah, I was.
Shri Thanador?
My fiance didn't want to go to bed. She was like, no. It's like 60% reporting now. Come on, we might get. She's not a fan, but Yeah, I woke up to a text from her the next morning saying he was gone. That was shockingly long race to call and a bit of a nail biter there.
Well, here's the audio of Democrat Representative Shree Thanador, who's a socialist who can barely speak English, after he conceded his primary, losing his seat in Congress, cut 17.
But they talk about my hair. They talk about my hair. They talk about my appearance. They talk about where I was born. They talk about everything, my looks. They talk about my age. They talk about why I should be deported.
Look at that hair.
To the country where I was born. They talk about my past business dealings and they distort
This guy's got Ralph
business
Separetto's
record.
wig guy.
They do everything.
He's not just a client, Bill. He's also the president of the Hair Club for Men, as you know. This guy was a kook, right? I mean, and there's a lot of them out there, but we also don't give the House kooks enough attention because the Senate kooks, they wind up stealing all the oxygen in the room. There's a lot of them out there. Luckily, a couple of them are defeated, like Cori Bush, but there's still a whole bunch running right now.
I mean, Cori Bush was kind of like when you're seeing a mismatched MMA fight and the guy gets knocked down and then he kind of tries to stand up and the other dude just like, and then he's down. Then he's down for real. That's basically what happened there, right? I mean, she was running against an incumbent, I think, too. It's like you already got knocked out. Don't try this, but she did, and it didn't go well. But
yeah, we're gonna miss her.
You know what else? You know what else they're talking about, Shree, that I didn't hear you mention in that clip was the lab that was doing experiments on dogs that you owned, that you shut down, and then all of the dogs were just left there and died. And the local residents reported hearing howling and whining of the dogs starving to death in the dark lab over the course of weeks. People don't talk about that enough, but that's a real scandal. You can look it up. Shree Thanador has a pretty gross past.
And doesn't Hassan Piker, he's got a whole dog thing too, right? Where he was shocking his dogs with an electric collar.
Yeah, she sits behind him during those like 6-hour long streams that he does. And yeah, people noticed that she was trying to like get up and move, and he reaches over and hits something, and then she yelps and sits back down. So,
God.
Yeah, looks like he
These
was
people are
treating her
friggin' monsters. They really are. Remember Fauci killed all those beagles. Remember that?
Right. I mean, it's the stereotype, right? Like the absurd stereotype is the killing puppies party.
Right.
That's like the joke that people use. We're actually dealing with one right now. Right, that's what this DSA stuff is. They're apparently pro dog abuse. So so if you oppose that, reconsider.
Well, that's why that one Democrat guy who had the cat, the guy who looked like Dr. Evil, petting his cat as he was talking about how hard it is being a Democrat leadership today.
Right.
And he's sitting there stroking his cat, and it's just like that is the ultimate beta male image of a dude holding a cat and stroking him like a Bond villain wannabe. You know what I mean?
You say that as my cat jumps onto my couch next to me.
Yeah, but you're not purposely bringing him into the shot and being like, well, Rich, these Democrats are really crazy, you know?
Yeah. No, it's lunacy. It's lunacy. Mr. Bigglesworth, though, that's a deep cut, man. I was not expecting a Mr. Bigglesworth reference.
So what now, as we head towards the general election, I keep hearing also the media spending a lot of time right now on Donald Trump's approval numbers, even though we have no idea if they're accurate or not, but they are obsessed right now, the media is, with his approval numbers.
They are. They have more reason to be obsessed with his approval numbers that if his endorsements weren't going as well as they have been going. Trump has been generally pretty cautious about only weighting in when he thinks that the guy that he's backing is probably going to pull through, either with his help or close to if he doesn't help. So because of that, he's got a pretty stellar record as far as his endorsements actually making it past their primary challenges. So for that reason, I think there's something to look at. But I mean, to your point, yeah, it's like, how good is the actual data, right? How good are the approval numbers in reality versus what we're seeing from, say, like an Economist YouGov poll, right? I mean, YouGov is probably the worst big major pollster that anybody listens to, and yet that's the one that I see going around so much. when we talk about Trump approval. I will say, though, Harry Enton at CNN, the incredibly excitable guy who goes to through the big board numbers, he's basically CNN's Steve Kornacki.
Yeah.
He is constantly guffawing and being all surprised at how constant the support for Trump is holding among Trump voters. Right, his approval rating among Trump supporters is close to the 90s, I think, and it hasn't really budged most of his term.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you see that to your point. I mean, everybody that, for the most part, who he backs winds up winning. There was one exception in this cycle, but that's an incredible track record. It shows that he still has the grip on the Republican Party, and there's a lot there. I mean, he's got $400 million of a war chest he's sitting on, and obviously, whoever he decides to anoint as his successor for 2028, that person's going to have a major advantage, Bill, whether it's J.D. Vance or it's Marco Rubio or it's somebody else.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, absolutely, right? Especially with the when you look at the cash on hand disparity between the RNC and the DNC right now. It's fascinating what defunding U.S. aid does to various things. I'll just say that. But
right, exactly. The Democrats can't raise money now that U.S. aid's gone. Think about that.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. No more NGOs pouring in and paying all the bills for you. It's strange. We'll see if things get worse for them, if there's actually some in earnest investigation of Act Blue or not. I would say that the DOJ, now that Todd Blanche is actually confirmed, that should probably be one of his top priorities if he actually cares about election integrity in the way that this administration seems to. But I desperately want to see the coverage if they actually start going after Act Blue, because there is going to be so much screaming and crying from the media. You're not going to hear the term political prosecution. You're going to think you've never heard the term political prosecution before if that starts. It's going to be constant.
Yeah. I think you're right about that. Bill D'Agostino, Media Research Center. Follow him at @band_Bill. Thanks, buddy. Great talking to you again.
Good to see you, Rich. Take it easy.
We are live at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. Everybody having fun? Amazing crowd. John and Nadia even came back from Costa Rica to be here. Thank you, guys. The only one we don't have is the owner of the hotel, Bob, because Bob is out fishing. But it's his hotel. He can do whatever the hell he wants, right? Listen, I appreciate you being here today. I also appreciate my great friends at Emmons Roofing and Siding for all the great work that they do for your home, business, commercial, residential. Emmons has you covered. I don't want to think about the winter months, but they are coming, and you got to make sure your home is ready for it. If you need a new roof, Emmons will give you the Owens Corning shingle, the best in the business, with a lifetime warranty on that roof, and not just on the materials, but the workmanship as well. In addition, Emmons does kitchen and bathroom remodeling, and we've used them in our home to remodel the bathroom recently. The kitchen in our old home, they did a fantastic job for us. I love the great work of Emmons. Emmons uses American-made products. The doors, the windows are made in America. The CertainTeed siding, made in America. It's going to give you protection, peace of mind from the elements, and, of course, the Owens Corning shingle made in Kearney, New Jersey. So just reach out to them today by going to emmonsroofing.com. Make sure you tell them I sent you. They will take great care of you, and you can trust them every step of the way, just like I have in 2 different homes over the course of 12 years. My great friends, honest, and they do great work. emmonsroofing.com.
Stray shower or thunderstorm is possible in the evening. Overnight, we'll get down to 75. Tomorrow, high 92. Times of sun and clouds. We could see a thunderstorm in spots as well. Sunday, sunny to partly cloudy. Very hot, high 92. And Monday, high 93.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-358-6868. That's 800-358-6868. Again, 800-358-6868.
Every bank talks about service, but WSFS Bank shows it every single day. Locally headquartered and committed to the region for nearly 2 centuries. People in your corner who care about your goals. National capabilities that take you wherever you want to grow. And with the wealth management expertise of Bryn Mawr Trust, your milestones are just a whiskfus away. WSFS Bank and Bryn Mawr Trust. We stand for service. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Bryn Mawr Trust is a division of WSFS Bank.
Hey, it's Nick Gale. Captivating and charismatic. The Range Rover Evoque is engineered for comfort at every turn. Combines contemporary luxury with peerless refinement. Discover this and more at 1.9% APR for 60 months or lease for $619 per month for 36 months. Drive one home today from Land Rover Westchester, Willow Grove, Wilmington, or Harrisburg.
2026 Range Rover Evoque S lease with $69.95 due at signing. Includes down payment, 0 security deposit, acquisition fee, and first month's payment. Tax, and license excluded for well-qualified lessees. See dealer for details.
Hey, this is Larry Steinis with Investor Schooling. How many times are you going to listen to my voice before you finally go to investorschooling.com? I can't believe you haven't signed up for a class yet. You're going to learn real estate investing. You're going to learn stock options trading. You're going to learn things about money that you didn't even know existed. Go to investorschooling.com right now. Oh my goodness. This Thursday, investorschooling.com, and take that free class. See you there.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks, like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 267-223-7162 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. Call 267-223-7162 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 267-223-7162 for fast, easy, and affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 267-223-7162.
See Joe Conklin at Parks Casino every third Thursday. It's Comedy Night. August 20th, headliner Taylor Mason. Get tickets at joeconklin.com.
JoeConklin.com! Broadcasting live from the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios.
Powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations.
Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
The Zeoli dance is the dance! Do the bumpy bump. Come on and do the bumpy bump. Do the bumpy bump. Yeah, the bumpy bump. He was just about to talk, then they hit that dump. Do the bumpy bump. Do the bumpy bump.
You still in Nashville? That's I Got Bumped. Is that why we're playing this? Newman Price, the Bumpty Bump, Newman Price. All right, welcome back to the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. Is this our final segment?
No, you're gonna have to break 2 more times.
I gotta break 2 more times?
One more time and then one final break.
Okay, one more time. All right. So we got to use our time wisely. So in order to do that, I need to bring in the big guns because I haven't hosted a 3-hour show in a long time. This is about the time now where you start to need your second wind or the second string, but they're really the first string, the next generation of great talk radio. The disgruntled taxpayers, Matt DeSantis, Justin Otero, and Andrew Torres.
Thank you. What an introduction.
Thank you. No. Just for the record, I also started it Saturday night at 1 a.m., so I feel like
it's only a matter of time before we're on Fox News, is what you're saying.
It's only a matter of time till you guys are doing 3 to 6. At this rate, you might as well.
Nobody else seems to.
Is that an endorsement, Rich?
Yes, Andrew, it 100% is.
It's only been 8 months since you left.
My vote is the disgruntled taxpayers 3 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday on 1210 WPHT.
That's one vote.
That's a pretty big vote. I'll take it.
Yeah.
The only problem is you guys would have to do a 3-hour show versus a 1-hour show. Are you ready for that?
No, we have a hard time even getting through an hour. I'm not going to lie to you. Plus,
baby steps.
I don't think I could handle that level of success. I'd be unbearable to be around. I'm already unbearable to be around, but imagine if I was the host of the afternoon show. You couldn't talk to me. I wouldn't answer the phone calls. I wouldn't answer texts. It would be bad.
No, you don't make eye contact either
No.
with anyone. Never do that. All right, so what's coming up this weekend on the Disgruntled Taxpayers on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT?
Well, let's do so this is my favorite story of the week. I love conspiracies. I don't believe any of them. My conspiracy is that there are no conspiracy theories that are real. But I do love a good conspiracy. There's nothing better than Bigfoot. And there was a sighting in Washington. Now, this is primarily visual.
Wait, D.C. or state?
No, state, not D.C.
Yeah. 'Cause I was going to say, if Bigfoot's hanging around the Capitol, that's going to be another insurrection. Just saying. He's storming the Capitol. Bigfoot is trying to overthrow the election. Anyway, sorry.
Cut 15. I want to see if this convinces Rich Zeoli that Sasquatch is real.
Okay, let's watch it.
Oh, he's in there. Is it walking?
Yeah. Bigfoot wandering into the woods. Families watching him. I think it's pretty convincing.
I'm waiting for it to catch up on the video so I can see from my own two eyes what Bigfoot looks like. You sure it's not just a dude in a Bigfoot costume? Because that kind of is what it looks like.
Well,
and it sounds like they may know the guy in the costume because they're like, oh yeah, it's Fetterman. It's Fetterman.
Well, I didn't realize this, but
wait, this guy's dressed better than Fetterman though. The Bigfoot is still dressed better.
The Bigfoot community, well, we debate whether or not it's real, whether Sasquatch exists. The Bigfoot community has evidently moved on. And now, not only do they obviously declare that they're real, but they have different breeds of Bigfoot. Did you know that?
I did not.
They do. So there's the regular Sasquatch. That's just your generic. I think that's what we just saw. But there's also something called the skunk ape.
Skunk ape?
Yeah, he resides in Florida and the Southeast.
Figures.
We've got something called the wood booger. He's in Appalachia.
Okay. Makes sense. Yep.
We have something called the big muddy monster.
Okay.
Is any of this convincing you?
Sure. I mean, I would imagine Bigfoot has a family like everybody else.
How about the Honey Island swamp monster?
The Honey Island Swamp Monster was the name of my Queensryche cover band in college.
So it doesn't sound like Rich Zeoli is convinced that there's a Bigfoot.
Justin, are you convinced there's a Bigfoot?
No, not in the slightest. I mean, like in the video, it's either AI or it's some guy. Maybe it's somebody who got lost on his way to a furry convention.
Yeah, true. You're right. Trying to find kids at a campsite, so you got to be careful with that. Andrew, what do you think? Is there Bigfoot? Is he real?
There was a furry on the street corner when I was coming into the studio today.
Ugh.
Of course there was.
That's Philadelphia, baby.
He was purple and
Philly.
blue and black and had yellow shorts on.
Wow. And he's now hosting 3 to 6 on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, we couldn't keep him away from the studio. We were so excited to have him.
All right, Matt, what else do you have for us?
All right. Do you have dinner reservations tonight?
Hemingway's Restaurant downstairs.
All
Best.
right.
You can't beat it.
Well, maybe tomorrow night then. So there is a classy steakhouse in Florida. It's literally called Class. And they've now created something called nude dining nights.
Nude dining nights at a steakhouse.
Let's listen to the report and then we can get into it. This is cut 16,
All right.
Andrew.
Imagine you go to a nice steakhouse. It's great. The fillets are fully dressed, but the diners, well, not so much.
What? Okay, so that is what's happening at a South Florida restaurant.
Let's do a new dinner.
Class Soiree Steakhouse in Hollywood is the talk of the town and also social media. Rod Ali is the chef and owner. He came up with the once-a-month concept to get new business and to generate some real buzz. Nude diners. Chef Ali says there's a market for it. And if you are hating on it, he doesn't care. Just leave his customers alone.
Please allow people to express themselves at our place.
Nothing like expressing yourself like being in the nude. Nude dining experience costs between $150 and $300. And in case you were wondering, the city of Hollywood says the nude dining is legal because the workers there, they're clothed.
Okay, interesting.
How are you supposed to eat a steak with somebody naked beside you?
You do you. You know what I mean? I support it completely. It takes the pressure off a first date. You don't have to worry about the outfit.
Cheers. Enjoy your steak.
Just trying to think positive.
All right. Let's.
Or are you just happy to see me?
I tried this at a Wendy's and it didn't go well. I think if you make a reservation, you got to be the first one in, right? Because you don't want to sit in the seat after like the 7:30 reservation.
Especially in Hollywood, in Florida, in the summertime.
It's going to be hot.
Imagine that chair, which has a gigantic steak-filled butt print on it. And you got to sit down after that guy's been shoving his face with cream potatoes and cream spinach and...
I can't imagine that there is like a group of people that actually wants to partake in this, but evidently it's sold out. $250 for men, $150 for women. Which
that's smart.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
Very smart.
No, I think you don't want that restaurant filled with naked dudes, and I kind of suspect that's what you're going to end up with.
Obviously. I mean, look, there's that old saying in Seinfeld, there's bad naked and good naked. Being naked at a steakhouse is the very definition of bad naked. Can we all agree on that point?
Yeah.
Justin, would you go if I gave you a gift card for a steakhouse?
I'm going to have to respectfully decline, but I do appreciate the offer.
Because Linda Kearns just Venmoed me money for you to go to a nude steakhouse.
You sure it wasn't for Matt?
Andrew, would you go to a nude steakhouse if I bought dinner?
I'm good. Thank you for the offer, though. I appreciate it. Gotta be honest.
Well, tonight is Hemingway's first ever nude dinner right here at the Grand Hotel.
He did say the owner's not in town.
New Jersey.
He said the owner's not in town, so, Rich is in charge, I guess.
And the only people who are allowed to be nude are attractive people. We do have a scale like the Koval scale, which we will use for hotness. And if you don't meet that scale, you will be required to put your clothes on. Is that fair?
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
Or if you're just a guy, you have to wear clothes, because men never look good naked. I'm sorry, they don't, under any circumstance.
I don't even want to see dudes in flip-flops. I heard a Kale shout out.
Yes, Nick Cale is here. By the way, Nick Cale in flip-flops, I would actually take a big, fat, hairy guy naked over Nick Cale in flip-flops. I would. Like a big, fat, Sasquatch-looking dude eating a steak naked, I would choose that over Nick Cale in flip-flops with shorts.
So we all agree, Bigfoot not real, and also nude dining, not a great idea.
Not a great idea.
No. Let's play one more clip, then we'll go to break. This is cut 12, Andrew, just to cue it up. So there is a gentleman in Hawaii running for Congress. His name's Curl Basin. He got into a fight on a Hawaiian beach. He was playing music too loud, and things don't go well for him. Let's play the video.
This is censored, right? Just checking.
This is censored.
All
Don't worry. I censored this one. I'm 100% sure.
Running for Congress?
He is running for Congress, and that swimsuit is disgusting. It does not leave much to the imagination.
No, and he got knocked down, and the guy's over him right now saying, you better keep your effing mouth shut. Stay down. Stay down. This is like a bad version of Cops, but there's no cops. That's the only problem.
And you know what's embarrassing? The guy who knocked him out is 21 years older than it. It's 61-year-old versus a 40-year-old.
Wow.
The 61-year-old is jacked, by the way.
Man, that guy is bad. And shockingly, the Democrat was just all talk and a beta who got knocked down with one blow. Amazing, right? Well, this is the kind of great stuff you can expect this weekend on the Disgruntled Taxpayers, airing when, gentlemen?
Sunday morning, 1 to 2 a.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Also, iHeartRadio app, Odyssey app, if it works, and anywhere you can get your podcast.
It won't. Don't rely on the Odyssey app.
All right. Well, I'm proud of you guys. Andrew, I'm proud of you. It's a great show.
Thanks,
I hope
sir.
people tune in. Maybe not live, but definitely get the podcast.
Yeah.
All
we'll
right,
get the
we'll
15
be right
downloads.
back. Listen, you start at 15, and then you go up to 1,500. That's how it works. You got to start somewhere.
Wait, we hit 15? That's awesome. We were stuck at 11 for a while.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'm saying hopefully we'll get to 15.
We're getting there.
Can 3 people download their show just to shut him up, please? Will you do that for me? And I've got a steakhouse gift card for you. If you are the 15th download, you're going to like it. It's very revealing. All right, we'll be right back to wrap things up at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. Don't go away.
Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Two different things here. If you're going on vacation with a bunch of adults and you want to have the, those evenings where you're at the shore house, have a little fire pit or whatever. But if you're just taking your kids for like a 4-day, 3-night vacation to insert whatever beach town, aren't you supposed to be out at the beach or at the pool or on the boardwalk most of the day? Whatever happened to just finding something that's affordable, you're going to maybe take a nap at, you're going to sleep at, and you're going to go in and get a shower? Like, why are you spending 10 grand on something that you're going to spend like 5% of your vacation time in? It seems like a poor investment.
Have you ever been to the Jersey Shore?
He clearly has.
Yeah.
Start your day with Kale and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You don't need another opinion, just the facts.
What caused that crash on the Schuylkill? Will it rain before the kids' game? What happened at the school board meeting last night?
At KYW News Radio, we don't take sides. We take notes, delivering the information you need to make the best decisions for your family.
The news you need whenever you need it.
Depend on KYW News Radio, Philadelphia's most trusted news leader for more than 60 years.
Welcome to Bucks County Estate Traders.
Wow, look at the selection. So many great pieces.
If it's one-of-a-kind pieces you're looking for, you've come to the right place. We have a huge selection, from high-end brands like Stickley, Baker, and Henredon, or if you're looking for that vintage or antique piece to make a statement, we got that too.
I think I'm gonna need a few laps to check everything out.
Yeah, we hear that a lot. Happy hunting!
For quality high-end furniture built to last, visit their showroom in Hatfield or online at buckscountyestatetraders.com.
The working families of La Una Neighbors District Council of Pennsylvania, D.C., Maryland, and Virginia are proud contributors to all aspects of growth in this great city. The Neighbors District Council provides safe, well-trained, productive workers who enable projects to be done on time and under budget. We appreciate our signatory contractors and their commitment to fairness and equality. Neighbors, we're building a better future today.
Brought to you by the Laborers District Council Licit Fund.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9834. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9834. That's 800-575-9834. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet?
Not yet.
Do it today.
Okay.
At 1210 WPHT.
Okay. Can we give them the microphone, Troy? Thank you, buddy. All right, so we have love in the air at the Grand Hotel of Cape May. We might need Reverend Stocker to marry them.
Totally.
So,
and all the gang back there, you know.
Lisa McHale from the YouTube chat, and I'm sorry, Rob?
Rob.
Rob, okay.
Yeah.
Rob, what's the big news?
Lisa and I just got engaged on Sunset Beach.
Wow! Wow.
He put a ring on it.
And you asked her in that shirt, and she said yes. I mean, that
She picked this shirt.
I picked it out. I
love
insisted
it.
that he wore it. I insisted that he wear it.
So Lisa's one of our YouTube chat regulars. So
Yes.
congratulations, you two. That's
Thank
fantastic.
you.
That is so wonderful.
Thank you so much. I'm glad we caught you before the show was over.
Yeah, well, now you got to get married here at the Grand. So. I know people. I know people.
He does. He knows
No
people.
problem.
He
No
knows people.
problem.
Yeah.
Well, God bless you two. Best
Thank
of luck
you.
to you, and thanks for being here today.
Thank
to
you
share
so
this
much.
special memory with us.
Thank
It's
you
great.
so much. I
Good
will.
job.
I will.
Let me see the ring. Wow, good job, Rob. Look at that. Shiner, look at that. That is beautiful. Well done, my man.
Thank you, Rich.
It's a Fugazi, by the way. I'm kidding. Thank you, guys. All right, that's it for us. Did you have a good time? You're going to come back October 23rd, okay? In the meantime, thank you to the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey, and thank you to Dr. Mike Veneria, Veneria Dental, our great friend, for sponsoring the show today. He is my dentist, my family's dentist, and the undisputed master of dental implants. Is it a hard 6, or do I get a little...
Nah, you got some wiggle room.
And Dr. Mike will give you the beautiful smile of your dreams. Make your appointment today by going to veneriadental.com. He loves our veterans. He loves the community. And he is my personal dentist, my family's dentist. Mama Zeoli goes to see him, and so does Patrick, Claire, Reagan, Bridget. And for over 12 years, other doctors and dentists have sent their patients to Dr. Mike for the really complex procedures. So please, go see him today. He is a great guy who's going to give you the beautiful smile that you deserve. VeneriaDental.com, VANARIA, VeneriaDental.com. Dr. Mike Veneria. With him, it's about care and compassion, not about cost. That's the difference. VeneriaDental.com. Thank you all for being here at the Grand Hotel of Cape May, New Jersey. God bless. We'll see you October 23rd. And please don't forget to get my podcast when you get a chance. And listen to the Disgruntled Taxpayers this coming Sunday. Thank you.
Drip Drop is doctor-developed, proven fast hydration that helps your body and mind work better. Trusted by firefighters, medical professionals, and over 90% of top college and pro sports teams, Drip Drop is engineered to hydrate faster and more effectively than water alone, with 3 times the electrolytes of leading sports drinks. Stock up now at DripDrop.com and use promo code Radio20 for 20% off your first order. That's DripDrop.com, promo code Radio20 for 20% off your first order. Head to DripDrop.com now and use promo code Radio20.